It's time for the Shop Report with
Barbershop Shay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we want to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. And of course, we could not forget, or last but not least, Eddie G's Cookies. That's right. If you want a cookie that is good, tastes good, and ain't got all that other stuff in it that ain't no good for you, did I say that right? Hop on over to eddiegs.com and place your order today. That's right, eddiegscookies.com. And make sure you tell them the BSJ sent you. Oh, and for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so. And we will throw it up on the screen. And y'all know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks that wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
With that being said, joining me on the program today is my captain across the way or across the pond or over the river, I should say, and up the hill to Grandma's house, Double J. Tell the people what you say, or AKA Joey James. Either way, just tell them what you say.
Simply put, want to make sure we give a proper shout out to the Say Hey Kid, as well as Jesse Owens, who, of course, with the 1946 Olympics, was special on the History Channel, really kind of showing a little bit of a different insight to his relationship with him getting through the first kind of round jitters, because they held the flag up when he was really trying to just do a pass through. And it was actually the German competitor that was supposed to be really the kind of focal point for their long jump that actually said, hey, look, I know you're kind of nervous about it, after a second fault. And he laid a towel down as a marker to help him. And so that's one of those things that is really never talked about.
Really never. I didn't ever recall hearing that.
And that's because they had a narrative, right? As they always do.
Of course.
So, they wanted to say, well, Hitler snubbed him.
Paint the picture and then present it as it's painted.
Yep. So to see, naturally, that went against both parties' endeavors, which is the two helping each other. Additionally, it was Mr. Owens who told the next group in the 60s to participate, which ended up holding up the gloves themselves.
Yeah.
They initially were not going to participate.
You know what? And that was it. I'm not sure. If I'm not mistaken, did not Hitler refuse to shake Owens' hand, didn't he?
That's what they said, but he was already gone. So he walked up the podium, but Hitler was already in the car. Now, to me, I always say, I looked at it with two sides of the coin. Like, oh, isn't that convenient? Let me dip out of here since I already saw he won.
Yeah, because we see that a lot of that
exactly.
Today.
So, I did kind of view it into that light as well. But considering the fact of the camaraderie that was already on display and with the crowd, again, that historical arena, which the Euros are playing right now, and those games that are in Berlin, that is the stadium that they still use for Hertha Berlin, as well as right now with some of the games for the Euros. So to be able to see that iconic historic stadium and understand what really went on there during a tumultuous time, because unfortunately for Jesse Owens, he never got a second chance with that because of the war.
Yeah, interesting. Hey, look, man, that's why you're going to always hear me say, especially to these young people today, man, understand where you came from so you'll know what's going on where you're at and which way you should go. Can't dismiss history, man. Shout out to J.O. and Say Hey, Willie Mays, baby, the Say Hey kids. Shout out. My grandfather, that was one of the things he would discuss with us and me in particular, because I was more into sports, than some of the other cousins. We all were, but me more so. Man, he talked about that catch because it was against the Indians, Guardians. Well, Indians back then. The Indians had won the World Series in 1948, and that was 1954. And believe it or not, had he not made that catch, the Giants don't win that World Series.
Wow.
If I mean, based on my recollection, and then what my grandfather, what was recalling, but he saw it obviously, and I just was looking at him as he was recalling it, and you could tell, man, it had to be. It was like one of the moments I was like, man, I wish I was there, because he kind of got this far away look in his eye, like, man, it was just an iconic moment. The whole series was iconic because if I'm not mistaken, man, the Indians, man, their record that year was crazy. I think they had won like 100 games or something crazy, and nobody had picked the Giants, to win. They picked the Indians, obviously, to win that series. But again, shout out to the Say Hey and Jesse Owens, man, for passing. Not for passing, obviously, but what it is that they brought to the table, man, as far as sports history is concerned. All right, let us officially start the show, baby. All right, we got a couple of items on the menu for you all today. That's right. We got the NFL Hard Knocks. Okay, for what I think is the first time ever, or should I say unprecedented, is doing their rendition of Hard Knocks, and they are previewing the entire AFC North. So I ask you, Double J, let's throw this up here on the screen, right click. You understand me? Hard Knocks, that's right, HBO original, that's right, HBO Max, baby. Is this the first time that the Hard Knocks has profiled or did what they do in terms of an entire division? Because the last time I checked, I thought it was always a particular team.
Yeah, I was going to say last season, I recall them doing a team in the preseason and then another during the season. So to combine this, I mean, talk about the massive undertaking by the entire staff, because you essentially are tasked with getting the same amount of content across now 4 teams. So I don't know if, and what I hope this doesn't do, unfortunately, is similar to what we anticipate the loss of the preseason to do, which is to take opportunities away from guys, because there's people out here, up north that'll tell you when it came to Rodriguez on the Lions, they were introduced to him because of this show, and they stuck with him ever since. So when he made it onto the field, he got a good.
He already had a following of sorts.
Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, it could be a good thing. I mean, nobody just start, but to do all 4 teams at once, well, I'm figuring they're gonna have to split up into teams, I guess. Like this group of guys are gonna go preview. Oh, and just to you right quick, let me tell you all who are in. Whoa, say that fast 2 times. The AFC North. Oh, here we go again. Right, let me give myself a button. That's what that sounded like. The 4 teams in the AFC North. How about that? The Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals, and obviously, last but not least, the Pittsburgh Steelers. But they're probably going to split folks up and send a team to Baltimore, to Cleveland, and so on and so forth. And then everybody's going to then they're going to have to, come together and then collectively and put all the information together and then to spit out one. To tell you the truth, I don't know how they're going to do it. I just know they hadn't seen them do this before. So I'm real interested, because I wasn't really a fan of the Hard Knocks, especially that year. Well, we did get to see Jarvis Landry, go in. And he actually, and I'm glad they got that on film when they did the Browns a couple years. When Juice first got here, he had who was the coach at the time, man? Oh, dag nabbit. Hugh Jackson, I believe. He went in Hugh Jackson's office, and in so many words, Juice was like, man, this is why y'all been a losing franchise, man. Y'all too laissez-faire. You know what I mean? Y'all too casual about y'all's approach. He said, I want to win. Bro, we have been telling people for years. Cleveland was the place where a lot of Browns players, they come in, they be like, hey, man, if you want to check, go to Cleveland. You know what I mean? The atmosphere in the clubhouse was shooting pool and all. It wasn't about the games. And Juice was like, no. So we did get a chance to see that. You know what I mean? In that aspect, I had an appreciation for it. But there was also sort of, I don't want to call it a curse, if you would, but there was a stigma sort of kind of that was attached to it, like sort of like the Madden cover, type of deal. If you were on Hard Knocks, then you had a hard season. You know what I mean? So I was like, ooh, stay away from that. But this is definitely unprecedented. Well, it says the HBO original. Well, are they meaning original as in Hard Knocks or original as in this is the first time we're doing a whole division? Who knows? But I'm looking forward to see what they come up with because this will be interesting, I think. You know what I mean? And as for the division itself, it's no question. It's the toughest division in football. Oh, wait for it. Oh, okay. No response. Oh, wow. Imagine that. It is indeed the toughest division in football. So we'll go through it right quick, even though we have our NFL show coming down the line here, you know, as the months go. But we're getting closer and closer each day. And then, of course,
I'm waiting for you to stop lying.
Okay, right. And then, and then we have
away with that, dude.
And then we have.
Which is it?
I don't know what you're talking about right here. It wasn't me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And then we got the NBA news and notes. We go over some of the potential free agents, guys who may or may not be on the move. You know, I'm hearing Tim Hardaway Jr.'s name being tossed around with, as far as the Cleveland Cavaliers are concerned, who still haven't found a coach. And of course, speaking of coaches, we'll discuss the NBA coaching carousel. You know, Monty Williams just got fired from the Pistons after being there for 10 minutes. But I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't really think he was all that, you know, to start with. You know, if I was the Pistons, I wouldn't even want to got him after what he did in Phoenix. But anyway, we'll get to some of that and all that as the show goes on. But yeah, the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers. Right quick, as we go through the division, who do you think wins the division? Barring injury or, you know, anything catastrophic. Got to always throw that in there.
Wow.
It really shouldn't take that long. My gosh, where you over there? You got a thistle?
Dog pound year 2.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, wow. That was... Really? That was breaking news. Oh, shout out. We got my man on the show. Oh, Snappy Dude, D.O.D. Gully from the CO. I'm glad you joined us. I don't know where you... I don't know where you... Oh, now you want to disappear. Don't start that. Don't do that, Maybelline, Clementine. Yeah, get your neighbor orange. Anyway, Gully, what it do, baby?
You got me out here on a Saturday night.
Hey, where's your destinations, by the way?
He ain't got no destinations. He ain't do it.
Nah, because there's something that I need to do. We gotta figure that out after show. Using these links. It looks like right now I'll need to do something to log in. I get the link.
That's what we told you to do last time.
But what I'm saying is only after navigating to the link to get into here, then I can get to the login.
Right.
Yeah, he don't want to do it, Double J.
But what I'm
saying
is
no. What you're saying is nothing. Don't try to explain it. Don't try to explain it. Double J, stop running. Come get your whooping. Who killed Cornbread? That's what I want to know.
We'll talk about this. This is housekeeping. Hold on.
Okay, let me. Oh wow, really? Now you're gonna be gone. Here we go, people. This is why when I tell y'all I'm handing out pink slips, this stuff like this right here. Okay, we can never all be on one accord. I mean, you know what I mean? That's why David Ruffin left the Temptations. I'm just saying. Anywho, why it take you so long to say the Browns? And I mean, how hard was that? Really? The Browns. Wow. And you say the Browns going to win the division. Why?
Well, for a whole host of reasons. But this is year 2. This is where the expectations come. First and foremost, if Deshaun Watson is going to return to form, right? This is now going to be his 3rd season with the team. Okay. And he's healthy. If he's the quarterback
is he really,
that he was in Houston, then he should be able to accomplish that. Because what we're suggesting is that, look, the defense is good enough. The right pieces are there. Offensively, the line isn't terrible. He's got the right backfield. There's not a lot more help you can provide this guy based on an existing salary cap, and you have him arguably at a more friendly number, especially these days.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a commercial break, y'all. We're going to be back in 2-9 so we can finish that thought because I got to hear this line. 2-9.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report. Click on More and then Shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the Shop tab, to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
We are back. Go ahead, finish that thought, that line. Not as in
just
headline.
that
I'm talking about
it's
line
year
as
2
in
or
Pinocchio.
year 3. No. It's year
Oh,
3.
please.
What if it's not now? Then you got to start looking for another quarterback. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying to you is it's amazing how, now don't get me wrong, I want to see Deshaun Watson. I do want to see him do well. Though don't misconstrue like you like to do here on the show. But I'm telling you this, it's funny how when this discussion comes up, not just with us, I'm talking about from a national standpoint, and all the folks who've been talking about it, not too many people are mentioning or should I say, are intentionally omitting the deal with his shoulder. That's why they keep asking him, place an emphasis. Well, they do that every year at OTAs anyway, because folks are ready for football. They oversell. Oh, he threw a nice deep ball and all that kind of stuff. But no, in his case, remember now, the doctor said had he took another hit on that shoulder, his career was over. And he's how many months removed from getting it repaired?
Well,
Hello?
so he should be fine then, right?
What do you mean, bro? Have you ever had a major surgery on anything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were talking about your shoulder, your throwing shoulder.
So that's
it
why
would have been shattered.
Then what is did you hear the question? Does it mean you need to start looking for another quarterback?
Well, you should have done that already. That's why they added Huntley, because maybe they figure he might, I don't know.
I would have re-signed Flacco then.
Okay, well, they should have, especially we talked about that though, with the money that they gave, the Colts gave. This was the Colts, right? Flacco, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns could have gave him that twice and still would have been okay. But that's them. Anywho, we're gonna see. All I'm telling you is Deshaun has to. I hope out of all everybody's over glamorizing him, throwing these nice, pretty passes. My concern is, did you learn how to slide or avoid contact?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Last season, I didn't exactly see him getting crushed from when it came to scrambling. He did a pretty darn good job of getting out of bounds.
Okay. All right.
Now, did he slide, though? Not really.
I don't know. Gully, we talking about the AFC North and the Hard Knocks, obviously, HBO original. They doing their hard. My gosh. What in the Helsinki? They're doing their rendition or this edition of Hard Knocks. They're covering the AFC North. Now they're doing a divisional thing, whereas, like I said, I don't recall them ever doing this before. This is, I think, kind of unprecedented. But we were talking, I asked Double J, who does he think would win the division? And of course, he picked not the Buffalo Bills. Okay.
They can't win the AFC or the NFC North.
What you say that happened now?
They can't win the AFC or NFC North. The
Buffalo
Bills.
I know that. I was being facetious. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. I can guarantee you, I know what's in your cup. It ain't Folgers.
Well, it is some tea.
I bet it is. Okay. All right then. All right. Anywho, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Who do you think gonna win the division? But let me finish this right quick. Say about the Browns. He's saying the Browns because Deshaun Watson. I'm saying that shoulder take another hit, at least according to the doctors last season. They said had he took another hit last year, his career would have been over.
His career would have been over.
That's what I was trying to point out to WJ. His career would have been over. Not it would have took him a year. His career would have been over. So that was how many months ago?
Is it because it was already healing? You follow what I'm saying? And so it was in the like, for example, imagine breaking your leg, and while you're on the recovery process, you're on the road to healing it. You're putting extra activities such that a break in that fragile state is career threatening versus giving time for that injury to fully heal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I don't know, man. That's a tough one right there.
And I don't know either. That's what it's purely yes. And of course, let's be. I'm gonna be transparent here. I want to be as optimistic as possible because I want this Deshaun Watson trade to actually do well for the Browns. for him as an athlete, for the Browns as a Clevelander. So I am speaking from it purely optimistically, pie in the sky, being as optimistic as I can.
Yes, and I'm with you on all fronts in that regard. 100. When you're this close to when they using words like your career would have been over, and then 5 months later, if that, I'm just throwing a number out there, you about ready to go back on a football field. Seemed like to me when your career is about to be over, you need at least 2 years to come back.
Yeah,
fully from that, not 2 minutes.
But does he have that though? I mean, think of it, right? How many games did he play last year?
How many games?
He went 5-1, so he played 6.
Okay, where you going with that?
6 of 17 now, and then the season prior, he only played 5.
Okay, games. I got you. So he fresh. He got fresh legs, so to speak.
He is a bit more fresh, yes. And like last year was a precarious time because it was in fact in that mending window that he had that he was under from the season prior.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fair. We'll see. Oh boy, I probably shouldn't even say what I'm getting ready to say. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to take a beating, but I'm me. I'm the cliff jumper, baby. They don't call me Cliff J for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? I jump out the plane at 50,000 feet with no parachute, baby.
Go on. We're waiting.
The Steelers going to win that division.
Wow!
I think the Steelers going to win that division.
Alert!
We've known his fandom, where it lies. His loyalty lies on the other side.
First of all,
I-80 East.
First of all, me and loyalty to anything other than what I should be loyal to, it don't belong in the same sentence. Number 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, and 27. I told y'all before already that I'm at the tail end of this sports thing for real. It does not have the same appeal to me. The essence of sports in general.
Lies. We on here Saturday night at 9 p.m.
Okay.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
Okay, yeah, because I could have been at work.
But you are, because we working on giving it. Yeah, I get you.
Okay,
I get you though.
Yeah, sport. I'm not in a hurry to make sure I go sit down and be ready to watch the game. Not no more. Football, baseball. Well, baseball still kind of got an affinity for, but football and basketball. We do what we do, and I still can, do what I do genuinely, if that's a word or term or whatever. But I want to see the Browns do well, man. But at the end of the day, unlike some people still to this day, when it comes to fandom, to a fault, and that homerism and all of that, I don't want to subscribe to none of that. I'm not about to not go to work or not get up and I'm gonna get up and feed my kids, whether the Browns win or lose. Right. When I was 12, I didn't want to go to school or nothing. I even talked back to my mama once, and trust and believe, I ain't find my eyeballs till about a week later. I'm just saying, I was walking around white stick, red tip, baby, on that. But nowadays it don't do that for me no more. Okay,
I don't know if it's a lack of passion from you necessarily, but versus we being older and mature and understanding that since we are not employed by our checks don't come from Berea.
It's all a matter of perspective for me.
Exactly. And that's what it is. If you are prepared, if you're saying, hey, listen, we need to be ready to beat anybody, or we need to be ready to beat this competitor. The way this team is shaping up, whether it be the Ravens or the Steelers or the Bengals for that matter, do the Browns look like we are equipped and prepared?
Do they look like world beaters?
And if not, then all we're saying is, okay, we need to get ready. Because right now, where I see them, we need to be able to make sure we can punch up to their weight. Okay. That's what it is. That's the same position that I have about any team that I'm a fan of, whether it be in my all-time favorite team, the San Antonio Spurs, whether it be the team that I from the city I live in right now. And I'm telling too much information. Don't have me, please. The Ohio State Buckeyes. We want to be practical here until y'all paying our checks.
Absolutely, and even still,
yeah,
even still, that's all the more reason.
So I want y'all to be ready. Yes,
absolutely, and that's thank you. I appreciate you for putting it in that way. You know me, I know I get off the cuff sometimes, but that's it right there in a nutshell. I don't go off of fandom. I don't care nothing about being from Cleveland just because I'm from Cleveland. So whatever happened because I'm from Cleveland, it's always right, even when it's wrong. No, what's right is right, and what's wrong got to be addressed. I don't care who name on the front door or the side door. I don't care. That don't mean I don't want to see him. Are you a hater? Well, call me what you want to, but I'm gonna just tell you I'm gonna tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to like you, but I ain't gonna lie on you.
There
or
are
lie about you.
Right. There are plenty of diehards for that y'all don't need that. Y'all don't need no more.
Exactly.
Right?
Thank you.
Y'all good. It's plenty of diehards. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Feel free.
So I'm not saying that the Browns can't, but to your point, they have to be ready, bruh. They got to be ready because guess what? It's a reason why Hard Knocks is doing the division and they starting with this one.
Now, how does this work out for the entire season? When you say that they're doing the division in the season, you mean to tell me that this season will be the Steelers, or will it be? Oh no, in season with AFC
North.
Oh, okay. So for a few weeks they'll start in Pittsburgh, then they'll venture over to Baltimore, then they'll probably round it out with Cincinnati.
Maybe that's a possibility because we Double J and I was talking like that. Maybe I don't know. I thought that they may separate the teams, meaning a group of people go to Baltimore and stay with them throughout.
Right.
And a group of them stay, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati, and so on and so forth. I don't know. We had to see because this is the first time ever. You feel me? You know what I mean? But there's a reason why they picking this division first and not the NFC East, or at least as most people like to call it, which is fair. Or Patrick Mahomes just won the Super Bowl. Jim Harbaugh went he had the Chargers now. Don't tell me that there's not something in the AFC West. We know Las Vegas. Okay, the Raiders. Don't tell me it's not something there that you could have pulled from. Maybe they starting with the AFC North, bro. That's not no coincidence. That's all I'm trying to tell you. This were the like they talk about the ratings. Yeah, everybody's eyes gonna be on this AFC North this year, bro. And for that, again, the Browns got to be ready. But my reasons for saying the Steelers, Mike Tomlin went to the playoffs last season, and his quarterbacks were who? Buddy Epson and Boss Hogg. You feel what I'm saying? And now he got in Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. We know if nothing else, two guys way better than what he had, and he got to the playoffs with them. Come on, man. This is Mike Tomlin, bro. This dude done been on that sideline for how many seasons? 17? And a losing season in their minds, in their eyes, is 9-8. Man, this was years as a Browns fan. We would love to have went 9-8.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I'm a realist. I'm just telling you, man. That dude knows, bro. That dude know how to coach, man. You know how to coach, and he's the type of chef, because that's what a good coach is to me, like a chef. You understand me?
Right.
He could look in that can and be like, we ain't really got much, but you don't know because the meal he make from it, you be like, dang, that was good. What was that? Rocks and salt water. You know what I'm saying? But then turn around and give him lobster and pangoyong and all that thing going on and all that type of stuff. Oh man, my gosh. It'll make you be a smorgasbord up in this piece. And that's kind of what he got. And then what they did on the defensive side, man, come on, bro. You know, just like I do, whether people want to admit it or not, when the Steelers are in the thick of it, it's a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know if we talked about this though. Remember, too, there was a key acquisition that went in division.
You talking about Patrick Queen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
This dude got on the Amtrak and signed with the Steelers. That's telling, right? To leave for a division rival. Well, too, if you're a Pro Bowler already, it would in some cases make sense to go to a division rival. Why? Because you know 6 games that you can play well in, if nothing else, right? So it would make sense to move somewhat laterally. How it's gonna turn out for a Steelers team that that was a winner, had a winning season last year, and are markedly better at quarterback.
Thank you. Double J, I want you to weigh in here because you've been kind of silent on the side. But before you do, let me
He's
just
sad.
I know he is because Monty Williams is gone and Kay Cunningham is still there. But and he don't like Rasheed Wallace. But anywho, let me ask you all this question, or a couple questions for the most part. When we have these sports discussions, whether live, off air, in the discords, at the job, whatever it is, and we talk about these teams, right? There are, whether it's football or basketball, it's the reason why the Celtics just celebrated. Shout out to them. Because I thought the Mavericks would show themselves better, but okay, that's another story for another
Wait
day.
a minute. I'm going to interrupt.
Oh, now you want to
really?
say something. Well, why you look constipated though when you say
Because
that?
you know what? Did you happen to catch Jason Tatum?
No,
I've had an issue
no,
with
my
this
God.
for a long
Okay, you
time.
know what? Yeah, okay,
And then
I
he
take it.
had to go there and do that. First, it was the Kobe thing
my
last
God.
season.
Oh,
And
my
then
God.
he's got to do as anything as possible.
Okay,
and
guess
how
what?
are you going to
World
quote
Tour, they call
Kevin
it.
Garnett and Steph Curry
Oh my
all
God.
in the same speech? Nothing else came to mind.
Okay, well, guess what? Based on that
Nothing
right
else.
there, based on that interjection, we see your comment. We'll get to your comments here in a second. On that, I need a 20. I need a 20 behind that one. Shout out. Yeah, we back. I will again. I'm gonna get to your comment. Hold off on your comment for 1 second. I just want to get this out because you know my mind be slipping. What I was going to ask is when we're having these discussions, right? Wherever we are, regardless of what NFL, NBA, MLB, there are certain teams that throughout our lifetimes and our parents' lifetimes, for the most part, have always been in the headlines for the right reasons. The Steelers are one of them teams. 3 head coaches in your life, Double J, while you over there waving.
I
The
thought you were going to
Yankees.
say Boston. That's why.
The
I'll be there next
Packers.
week.
I'm the Spurs. So when you look at the AFC North, I ask you, which one of these 4 teams would you say they are, not literally, but figuratively, reloading versus rebuilding, so to speak? The Steelers are one of them teams, man. They just reload. The Spurs are one of them teams. They just reload. They didn't have a couple down years the Spurs have or whatnot, but they just reload, man. Come on now. What the Steelers are doing, man, they're going to be right back in it, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Now, you can deny it if you want to. Let me get to this comment right quick, but that's your fault, not mine. Oh, this is Mrs. Alva. Oh, my gosh. Give her a pink slip, Double J. My gosh. She's saying no one is sad over money getting fired. Trust and believe. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, y'all should be. Y'all still got to pay him $63 million.
No,
Yeah.
wait, between that and Phoenix, he can find a beach. $100 million.
He can build his own beach.
Wait a
Be on
minute.
there with
Phoenix
Tom
still got to pay him
Cruise.
too?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, he gonna clear about
Imagine
90
being
money.
so bad but so good at it. I mean,
Listen.
doesn't that sound like something?
But he wasn't, though. He led them to an NBA final.
Yeah.
He led Phoenix to an NBA final.
Did he?
Yes. Yes.
The Phoenix Suns played in the finals with
Yeah,
against who?
versus Milwaukee.
That was Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, sure was. Eee.
That was Phoenix, right? He led them to an NBA final.
Oh, wow. Eee.
Okay.
Sorry.
And he had worked his way up to that position. Right. And when I say worked his way up,
forgot
to
all
that
about
position,
that, man.
Like he coached himself. He was able to lead a team that got progressively better. He didn't inherit a great situation, I don't think, in Phoenix.
Oh, so you think you well, give us a minute. We'll get to our NBA talk
Okay,
because
gotcha.
we'll get to our NBA talk.
Okay.
Because now you got me thinking. Maybe that's why his name is being mentioned in regards to the Cavs. But I got a person I would rather have.
Oh, I forgot. Right. Yeah. Never
Yeah,
mind.
his name being mentioned first. Okay, so who you got winning the division, Double J? You said the Browns. I'm saying the Steelers.
Why the Browns? Why the Browns, Double J?
Because if not now, then when? Because I think.
You're saying what we've been saying all our lives.
No. This is.
Hold on,
you didn't have a franchise quarterback.
Bruh, Okay,
That
so in other words,
laundry list of quarterbacks.
Yeah,
That looks
okay,
like
that's fair. That is valid. That is valid.
okay,
We
that's
haven't
okay,
had-
but wait a minute. Even when we had one in Bernie, my boy. In other words, what you just said, Double J, in Arabic, you know what that means? Wait till next year.
No, but what barbershop? Hold on, it's something to this, right? Think of it this way: the last
Oh
time,
my gosh.
no, it's something to that. There's merit to that, right? You brought up Bernie Kosar. We have to go back to 1989, from 89 to 2000, actually 2017, when the Browns actually have a franchise quarterback. They have playoff runs.
thank you.
Baker
But
Mayfield
but
is
you
a,
have to have a
is a
but you have-
franchise quarterback. He
Oh,
led.
don't say that on this show. Oh my gosh. Don't
Oh.
say that on this show. 'Cause
Oh, well, listen. Yeah,
you know,
remember,
him and
wasn't
Brother
a fan of
Rich.
him.
No,
Yes.
don't me. I stuck up for him and said he didn't have any consistency with any of his coordinators.
Oh,
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Right, and barbershop, we know how we feel about the coordinator situation.
And
Yeah.
not only that, Gully, our host always talks about, every year when it comes to the draft, it's not just where you go, it's about the fit. And then ignores
No, I didn't say that.
that
Oh my
bit
gosh.
of information.
No, I
as it
said
pertains to Baker.
Tony Dungy said it doesn't matter. Any pick can be a hit or miss. That's what I said. If you're gonna quote me,
Yes.
quotation
Any
ties
pick
it
can be a
right.
hit or miss. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. And I said any pick can be a hit or miss. What's important is, do you have the people in place who understand how to minimize the risk? That's what I said.
Yes.
Double Jason. Don't misquotionize me.
All
You
right,
get
but
to
go
finish
ahead.
it
But go
right
ahead,
now.
Double J.
Yeah,
What-
keep
why
fin-
else?
don't
Why
yeah,
else?
don't try to get off this. Nah, don't you finish it.
Well, no, Gully, I pointed out the supporting cast that he has the right folks in the backfield. The offensive line is, in my opinion, good enough.
They don't
as-
even want to
as
pay
we've
Amari
gone-
Cooper. We're gonna do that next week. We're gonna the NFL put out they ranked, or Sports Illustrated ranked all 32 NFL teams according to their wide receiver rooms. We're doing that next week.
Oh no, man. You know what? No, we got some problems. We got some
What you mean?
housekeeping, barbershop.
What you talking about?
We got murmurs here in Central Ohio. They was waiting for us to do our all-time offense.
Oh, dag neck. Well, I mean, my gosh, you all want me to take my hat off and see how many hair follicles I have missing?
Well, nah, but
Well, then tell the people I apologize.
yeah, we gotta get to that. They was waiting for that because you started early, and they was
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay,
we gotta get to that one.
Okay,
Right.
well, then we'll do that next. Okay, we'll do that then. You all want to do the all-time offense next week and rank the 32?
We can do that. Yeah, we
Y'all
can
wanna
make
do
it. We can make it that.
Okay, well, I mean, the NFL, it's right around the corner. We might as well get a jump on things, right? Like we're
Yeah.
doing now. We just keep on jumping, like jumping beans, the ones Jack had and he sold the cow for.
So you've got the Steelers, barbershop. Double
Yes.
J's got the Browns.
Yes.
So we're not gonna say nothing about the.
Who you getting ready to say? The Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, they can't win the AFC North
I'm just saying.
unless you realign the division. I don't know
here we
if you
go.
got
Now-
if you got a Madden franchise,
Okay.
bro, you can
All
make it
right.
happen. By the way,
Okay.
there's a story feature that Madden should have had years ago that I think they should do. But anyway, I'm gonna go
Yeah, that's
with the Baltimore Ravens to win the
really?
division.
Do tell.
We missed the dynamic threat of a running game paired with Lamar Jackson's running ability gives them versatility that they were missing.
But let me say this to you. You are definitely 1,000,000% right.
Mhm.
That's one thing. It's one thing about the playoffs, bro. Defenses, they get better,
They do.
and you're gonna have to be able to throw the football.
Okay.
And you can't keep having Dak Prescott moments if you're Lamar, two-time MVP
No, because
in the playoffs.
Right, because for both Derrick Henry leading the Titans as he did, and Lamar Jackson leading the Ravens as he did, they were their team's respective offensive anchors.
Okay, but let me ask you this
So
though.
when you shut down, remember what type of receiver core did the Titans have during, let's say Derrick Henry's past his prime. in his prime years.
So you're saying if you got guys, other skill spots, whatever, it takes the pressure off of him. You don't have to use him as a bell cow so much.
Right. Because AJ Brown left, I feel, largely because he was underutilized.
Yeah, no,
he did not have a dynamic offense.
Yeah, because you see what they did when he went
to the fact that he had AJ Brown as a deep threat and Derrick Henry. Right, Lamar Jackson has shown the ability, has matured with this ability to be a threat with his arm and his legs.
Okay, but wait. Let me just interject right quick.
Okay,
what were the Ravens rushing last year? They were already at the top, if I'm not mistaken. Because of him. So now they
yes, because Lamar Jackson was your best rusher.
Okay, so now you got double threats. So now you got two guys you had to deal with or whatever it is, right? Okay.
Right. So that
that other guy is a bad boy, his dang self.
Yeah, so now you got and remember they're not Derrick Henry's not a speed back, so you got different packages that you got to put, because if you got like a draw, right, or you got certain plays, Derrick Henry's not going to hit you the same way Lamar Jackson would has a runner, right? You know what I mean? You had Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson. That's what I'm looking at actually when I think of this. So you still got to plan what kind of personnel decisions you're going to have. I feel like those guys are healthy enough, and they could. Hey, listen, what's the adage, right? How much weight can one ox pull, right?
Okay, but does that make them, even though they both are dynamic,
they went to a conference championship without each other last year?
Okay, but does that make them one-dimensional in a sense?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, because
does it make them more diverse?
It certainly does. They're not the same type of running back. Like if you had given me a speed back in the backfield with Lamar Jackson, okay, I think personnel decisions are going to be made to stymie that in the postseason, in the playoff, where the defensive intensity increases. You're not hitting them the same way.
Does that make them more balanced then?
Yes.
How? And you got to add a passing element to that game. You got to have the passing element.
I think the passing element is there. I think Lamar Jackson has improved enough as a passer.
No, I'm not even, my bad. Let me be more specific. I'm not even talking about him and his ability as a passer. I'm saying them other guys that you're going to have to go to take some attention away from. Because if I keep hitting you with Lamar and Derrick Henry, but I can't hit you on the outside, if I can't take the lid off the defense, as they say, then now mind you, it's 18 games in NFL season. And then let's say you don't win the division, you got to get the wild card. So each round you go through, team's going to be honing in on that. So if they say, oh, somebody going to figure at some point, somebody going to say, oh, okay, they ain't really throwing, they ain't Mark Andrews. Okay. Then they're going to start scheming to key in on that. So Henry and Lamar going to be taking extra shots. But if I know you got AJ Brown coming over the top, or shucks, even Amari Cooper over the, you know what I mean? Then that's, I can't, okay, we got to, I got to worry about him, them.
Got you.
Even though Henry and Lamar are dynamic, together they are explosive.
Okay.
But if you can't beat me on them outsides, or if you ain't hit me on some seam routes, you know what I'm saying? And in that regard, no disrespect to the Ravens, but I'm looking at the Browns a little bit better in that regard, because they got Amari, they got Njoku. You get what I'm trying to say? They have threats at other positions that you'll forget about that running game for a second.
They do have a threat at the coaching position.
Who? You can say Monty Williams. Unbelievable.
John Harbaugh is a threat at the coaching position.
Well, yeah, Harbaugh is a good coach.
Think about it. They got to the conference championship last year, and to me, it still is somewhat of a peculiarity. Like, it's a mystery. I think that if the Browns had not laid an egg versus the Texans, then that would have been a very interesting divisional playoff game. The Browns versus the Ravens. One that I would have liked the Browns to actually
listen. And I'm getting ready to jump out to another plane, this time at 100,000 feet with no parachute and no shoes on.
Well, we can smell it.
Oh wow, really? That's what you're doing?
Oh, hell no.
The Browns would have beat the Ravens.
Yes.
The Browns would have beat the Ravens.
I said everything that I said doesn't. Yeah, matchups and make. Yeah, last season with what the Browns had, especially the way Flacco was playing.
And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback than he is Lamar Jackson. But he got 2 MVPs. I ain't taking
right.
that.
He's been in the league longer.
Okay, but I'm talking about CJ. CJ will be 12 for 15 with 316,000 yards passing before halftime.
Yeah.
CJ can wing it, boy. Nico Collins is getting ready to eat. If you ain't picking him up in fantasy,
Tank Dell.
Him too.
Well, it's Stephon Diggs.
Oh my goodness gracious, Yori.
I think Stephon is
I would put him in the slot.
Yep. You put Stephon in the slot?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. You've got that. The key is
that big of a target is almost like an additional. It's like the way that we've modernized the tight end.
Yep.
But you're taking that to another degree.
Do you think the pressure is off because off of Stephon?
No, 100%. 100%. No, 100%. I don't think there's no look. Here's the thing. I think it would be foolish of him to go in and say, you know what, I want to be the number one receiver on this team. I am the guy. The best thing he could do at this stage of his career, because he lost a step. It was visible that he lost.
That's football,
though.
I mean,
that's normal. Injuries. So what I'm saying is he can flourish even just in the second spot, right? You could put Tank Dell as truly in the slot because he is a smaller receiver. But by having Nico Collins as your one, there was nothing slowing him down last year. And that was
not even the Browns' number one defense ranked.
Yeah,
yeah, and after you looked at it, it was ranked.
And then on top of that, you had the other receiver who got hurt when they I don't know why they did this. They kind of did like an end around. And he went up the middle, tried to spin off of somebody near the goal line and got hurt late in the season. I was like, why would you
here's the question, though. Is Diggs have an ego? And a lot of times, listen, if the world comprehended on the same level, all sins will be common type of deal. Okay, you saying he'd be better served, in other words, he should know better. But I'm not saying he will. I'm saying he won't. I'm just throwing it out there. Sometimes guys' egos get in the way.
Do you think it was an ego or a conflict with the quarterback? I know those that's possible. Though the symptoms can appear the same, but they are actually different root causes.
Yeah. That's
and the reason why I say that is it was at a point where, like I said, it was a critical moment where Stephon Diggs had a Lee Evans moment in the playoff game last season. There was a moment.
But who was he? But that's okay. I'm glad you mentioned.
Where, hey, of all the things, of all of the back and forth and kind of like the subtle jabs in the media or what have you, that they both may have taken at each other's teammates, Stephon versus Josh Allen. There was a moment where, I'm coming to you, and Josh Allen made the call, made the commitment for that play, and that was the moments that Stephon. Everybody's human, of course, but you have to look at it like this is a teachable moment. Hey, the ball.
So then who was he mad at? And I ain't saying he was. I'm just saying if it was some contentiousness after the fact, so to speak, who are you contentiousness with? Josh Allen or yourself?
I think overtly you would think is it would be Josh Allen, because it's like of all the moments that I could have had to help us,
I'm saying
was the one that you picked me.
It's Stephon when he dropped that pass or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
In his post-game presser, if he had anything to say other than that was on me, and so if he was trying to at any moment point the finger at somebody else, and I'm not saying he did, I'm just asking if he did, why are you doing that when you had in other words, do yourself like you do when somebody else make a mistake is what I'm trying to say.
Right. And I think that because of the fractures, right, there was a moment that between those players, there was a moment in that game where it came down to, hey, you need to rely on me as your number one. and the number one had to come through as a number one, but the number one didn't make that play. So at that point, it's hard to go back from that. So it has to be a break. I think Stephon is a talented player for sure, but there was a moment that his team needed him that he didn't come through. And because of the gravity of that moment, the two guys can't run it back together. You get what I'm saying? Like players have come up short, and as teammates, they're like, all right, we're gonna figure this out next year. And then as teammates, we can do it. In this case, it was too much. So I hope for him to do well.
The writing was on. It was like inevitable.
Yeah, it was inevitable. Like this is here. Yeah, because they're both not going to come to the same agreement on why that didn't work out. Why that play was metaphorical to why it didn't work out. They're not going to be able to say it was on me. It was on me. It's going to be something like it was on me if we would have had.
Oh right. Dot. Yeah.
Yeah. And for that reason, you got to go part ways. Go be talented. Go prove yourself in another situation where you can reset and redefine your narrative. Not to say that you're playing for the views of other people, but you still know your environment, Stephon Diggs. You can go reset and reaffirm your environment and your identity as a prime elite receiver. And Josh Allen, you can go and reset and refine your identity as a clutch quarterback that's capable of leading offenses no matter who I got catching the balls from you.
Yeah, Josh Allen is an immense talent. I watched him at Wyoming, actually. And there was a time when I wanted the Browns to get him simply because there was a lot of games in Wyoming that I saw. It was 100 feet of snow on the ground and the wind was blowing 400 miles an hour in every direction. And he was getting the ball to folks. And that's one of the criteria, believe it or not, when you pick a quarterback that you need him to be able to do here in December and January.
Especially since they're not putting the dome on the stadium.
Don't even get me started with that garbage nonsense. I don't understand that, bro. All you need, the people, whoever it is, the developers, whoever the people here in Cleveland that's got some say-so in that regard, they need to all get together and take a trip up to Indianapolis and see how they do it.
I keep saying this all the time.
They had a swimming pool in that stadium.
I'm not surprised. I've seen that.
Wait a minute, they added it?
Yeah, it's in the middle of the field right now. There's an Olympic swimming pool.
Wow. See, and that's my question. Not my question. That's my thing.
It's awesome.
How can you talk about even from a political front and standpoint? I'm just talking about the days of a city. Talk about growth. And here it is. You have an opportunity to make that a possibility. Do you know how much revenue that would bring to the city? Being able to utilize a facility 364 days a year, so to speak. But you say no to it because you're so nostalgic and so I gotta have my football on the lake.
No, but that's the problem. That's a problem, Barbershop. I continue to say it. The problem was
in this town, bro. It's been like that all. I'm 50-something years old, bro, and it's the same ideology and philosophies.
I think they're kind of pivoting. They understand that's the excuse that they make for the fact that they want it now. So it's easier to build it now without having a dome.
Well, that's the reason.
That's the reason
why.
That's the reason why.
Tomorrow.
That's the reason why they took the ideal place for a stadium where they put it at and rushed it, because that stadium looks rushed.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
Stadium looks rough.
The Brown Stadium looks even at the point that it got built, it looks like nice, but it's missing so much potential. That was the ideal spot to put a stadium for your city.
Now, wait a minute. I was a part of some of at least one of the conversations.
So it was your fault. Oh,
yeah, of course.
Breaking news.
No, this is not new. This was like a year or two ago that I told you guys what renditions were offered.
You told them to do that?
Yeah, I actually was telling them a dome would make sense. And there were 500 level season ticket holders that said, no, I want to watch the play develop. So if they lost their section, I was like, this stadium has too many
What
clubs.
do you mean? What do you mean? We get to your comment here in a second. What do you mean they want to watch the play develop?
Well, naturally, from the higher level view, you can watch, essentially, think of it almost like the way that you would on a board with, he's running a poster. Yeah, he's running a post route. I've seen that when I was in Cincinnati. The sight line from the suite was like that, where you really could see the receiver break away, and then you could see the quarterback recognize it and let it go. And so I understood what he meant. However, he was not alone. This individual was not alone, that the people that have been season ticket holders for over 30 plus years, these are the ones you see digging their seats out because their levels have not gotten to, right? They're taking care of the 100 concourse level. And the 500s, unfortunately, are kind of the forgotten ones. And, again, they're paying maybe quite a bit less than everybody else, but still more than I would ever pay to sit that high up. And they were very adamant about, we understand what we have and that we love it like this. We don't want it any other way. And I'm telling you, they are part of a dying breed. I do not see I think everybody else is very much like our host, that these events are entertainment now. And when we talk about theater seating almost in some of the field levels, as well as kind of within the corner end zones. I mean, they were talking about taking maybe not a full portion of the dog pound out, but in the corners, they were going to have kind of these glass dividers and essentially 2-seat bigger chairs that were an option as well. And they were asking, they had proposed numbers. How much would you pay to sit like that? And I'm going to tell you right now, even at the time, I was like, nope, that's way too much. Just was not even close. And I've made those types of commitments before. But for 8 or 9 games, you're crazy if you think I'm going to pay that kind of number. And that's what I mean. It is a really interesting kind of dilemma, because if you look at Chicago, who's going through a very similar thing right now, the Arlington Heights race course that was purchased, I thought it was a done deal that they were going to move there. Now it's Lee Corso. Not so fast, my friend. They're talking about putting the dome on a Soldier Field. And so again, and kind of putting about $200 million into renovating that.
But you can put a dome right on top of the Owen if you need to, and then make it a retractable or something.
Because you know what? Unfortunately, what we've found with retractable roofs, we've seen it with the Rogers Center in Toronto, and a few, I think I want to say in the Seattle area with maybe it was the Mariners at a point in time. It ends up being too expensive. Like, they talked about how much it costs to actually just to open and close it. And it was like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it until I had actually heard that. And I was like, oh my gosh, if it costs $100,000 to open the freaking roof, well, then just leave the darn thing closed. We just had an issue here with Copa America, where now, if those that don't know, Lionel Messi will only play on natural grass. He will not play on turf. And so coincidentally, they've always had, just like the Arizona Cardinals do, that the Cardinals roll their grass outside.
Have you ever seen them do that?
Yes.
It's the process. They open up the whole west end of the stadium. I think the whole thing opens up, and they slide the whole field. It's on tracks or whatever it is. They slide it all to water it, and and whatever they do to keep it fresh, I guess.
However, Atlanta did not think that far ahead, despite it being a newer stadium. Newer than Arizona's. And they replaced it within about I want to say 48 hours. And so, mind you, this grass essentially was outside. So I don't know how they lifted the darn thing up. But someone that just got sod, as Gully saw, because it looked like it was, the Amazon when he came over. It takes a minute for it to set. And so it wasn't, they said it wasn't an excuse, but just, again, we've talked about injuries. And you're talking about, in this case, an older player who they clearly moved a mountain for in order to get this done. To your point, Barbershop, by having either a dome or a retractable roof, what impact does that have, not just for fan experience?
Listen, because at the end of the day, where you got the stadium at right now is basically primarily football. And what they're doing right now, it's a Nordic track. It's that thing that you went and spent all that Peloton or whatever it is, and now it became a coat hanger or a coat rack.
Right.
That's what the stadium looked like every month of the year, other than when the Browns are playing. Man, I want to go see an NCAA tournament at Ford Field.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
I was at LCA.
But the boxing matches you could take place. Could have taken.
We got one of those too. The world champs here.
Miss Alba, she says the pool took 5 weeks to build. It is actually 3 meters above the concrete that sits underneath the normal NFL field. Interesting. But the point is, they did it. That's what I'm trying to say. They made it happen. And guess what? Here's what I don't get. And I know we can get back. We got to get our NBA stuff out the way too here because we're getting a little long in the tooth. But I just want to say, you got this venue. Just think about, like in the summertime here, the Rolling Stones or somebody was here at Cleveland Brown Stadium.
Yeah,
that's revenue. WWE. What didn't we just watch WrestleMania? Whatever it was at Philadelphia's field,
Lincoln Financial Field.
Man, come on, bro.
But that's open.
But listen.
Yeah, so the event happened at a pretty cool. It was a convenient time that it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't unpleasantly cool. Right, but if it had been domed,
but it wasn't summertime either, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it wasn't.
What I'm trying to say, and it was packed.
Yeah.
Man, come on, man. All these streets that need to be fixed, man, and y'all you're going up on my property taxes when you could just build something on that property down there and then take their taxes. I'm trying to tell you, but Haslam need to do it anyway. And don't stop asking the public for funds. Is what you need to do. We need more progressive leadership because all those areas that have those stadiums, because they have worked it out, they have progressive leadership. Mrs. Alva weighing in again. She said, also, Double J does not know this, but I just learned the swimming trials are really, Mrs. Alva? Okay, that's it. You getting a pink slip. Absolutely. You definitely get a pink slip.
Oh, imagine that.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you know what? Y'all can. I was getting ready to tell somebody to ask, but I ain't finna do that. I'm not finna do that. But I'm not finna do that. But guess what, though? We're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into some of this NBA talk. NFL, HBO Hard Knocks is going to be previewing the AFC North. Don't y'all miss it because I'm telling you right now, the AFC North is going to be 27 playoff teams come out of that division this year. Watch what I tell you. That's what it's getting ready to be. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't you go nowhere. Put it down. Hoop talk, baby.
It's K Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report. I'm Harvey Diallo, and you watching the Shop Report.
My name's Chris Murray, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Oh, you're Jay Knight, you're watching the Shop Report.
It's Braxton Key, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Barbershop Jay, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Hi, I'm Morris Smith. We're from Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doug Flynn of the New York Mets. Well, a few other teams, of course, too. And you're watching the Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? I'm Rajay Davis, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? This is Nelson Figueroa, former Major League pitcher with a lot of teams. You're about to listen to the Shop Report.
All right, we are back. Let's get into some of this NBA talk, NBA news and notes. There's a lot going on the NBA side of things. For instance, shout out again to the Boston Celtics, the little Leprechauns, for winning the NBA championship. There was some talk about who should have got the finals MVP. I say it was Jaylen Brown. Everybody else said it was Jason Tatum because he averaged, 34, 44, and 44 and 49 or whatever the case may be. And I'm trying to tell you,
and he stole everybody's line.
Yeah, I know, because he shouldn't. Yeah, that's right. Lying. It's a lot of lying that's been going on TV lately. You know what I'm trying? A lot of lying. That's what we're not here to do, baby. We're not going to lie. But I do want to know, Double J, on your side of the pond, the Pistons fired Monty Williams. Was that a good? Oh, wow. Really? Wow. Really? No. Absolutely.
That was an awful hire. Just terrible hire. And look,
why?
DeGully's poll. Oh, he led a team to an NBA Finals with a loaded roster and couldn't get it done. So why would that scream development? It doesn't. That was wrong hire. You don't bring a guy who has no developmental history whatsoever and otherwise just got let go from his previous job for not being able to reach the promised land. And again, that's a little bit subjective. Obviously, he's not playing, but I knew 3 games into the season that he was the wrong guy because of how he wanted to use what the system he wanted to run. And then what do we know? By the time it's December, now you see there's clearly a butting of heads between him and the upper management who is now no longer there. The puppet master of this is Arn Tellem, former agent who now hires his former clients as their new basketball operations guy. and who then fires Troy Weaver, who was the GM who made all of these picks. And
yeah, so you're not hiring the guys who really, I don't necessarily say qualify. You're hiring your boys. And sometimes you can't do it with your boys.
this is the problem when you have an owner who doesn't get held accountable and who is seen, again, I know who I'm looking for. He's over there yucking it up with Jeannie Buss, who looks annoyed when he's, he sounds like he won't shut up. And then instead meanwhile, you're running the circus over here.
Okay.
Like, how are you going to attend more Laker and Clipper games than you did Piston games? I have a problem with that.
All right. That's fair. That's
so
all the way fair.
As far as this being like the answer, it's no disrespect to Monty. He's walking off $100 million richer to go do anything but coach. I will trade him.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But this team was moving forward minus on the defensive side of the ball with Dwayne Casey, who I don't know what he was doing in there other than maybe shaking hands and kissing babies all last season, because he was still a part of the front office too. So
do you think the Pistons really kind of shot themselves in the foot or have been shooting themselves in the feet ever since Joe Dumars came from upstairs?
It's hard to argue with that, because if you look, they gave Stan Van Gundy all of the control. He was the basketball
I don't know why they would do that, because
he was the head coach and he was the general manager. And then what did he do? He's most notably, his biggest claim to fame here was a quote of build a bleeping wall in reference to during a timeout, talking to the players to build a wall around the cameras. And then secondly, with looks like he's going to drop a Fire album cover. All we got out of that was Andre Drummond.
Yeah.
You fast forward, the owner, LA guy, right? He's from here, supposedly. But he demolishes and moves the team by renting Little Caesars Arena because of taxes in Auburn Hills. And they had just put $50 to $100 million into that stadium, and they level it.
What?
Yep. So he's renting a building. They do not have a stadium. Detroit City FC, independently supporter owned, is going to build a stadium in Southwest Detroit. But the Pistons are renting.
Wow.
A Cobo Hall or Huntington, whatever they want to call it, where they played when the Bad Boys were just getting started, is still there. They still host the auto show there.
Miss Alva says then they blew it up. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So thankfully, what you see behind me is a piece of the hardwood from when they won, because that's all you're going to find these days. You don't even know it was ever there at this point. So now you have a dude who then pushed to trade for Blake Griffin. Why? Because guess who he was watching all the time in Los Angeles?
Wait, Miss Alva saying LCA. What is LCA?
Little Caesars Arena.
Oh, my bad. Duh. Ooh-wee. All right, it's time for me to hang it up, buddy. I'm just saying, little LDJ over here, baby.
It was designed for hockey. This was the Illich family's crowning achievement.
Okay, so in other words, the Pistons are about as worse off than who?
You got to understand the Davison family, who's responsible for all 3 championships that franchise has.
Okay.
Made one critical mistake.
What was that?
They refused to sell to Dan Gilbert, and they sold to Tom Gores instead. And what did Dan Gilbert decide to do? Bought the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I wonder why they
why they refuse to sell to Dan.
Yeah, why they refuse to sell to Dan Gilbert? I wonder.
I guess new money. They didn't respect him. Old money versus new money.
Miss Alva said LCA has a practice arena. In the arena, the Pistons don't even practice there. What?
Yeah, the Pistons have a practice facility. You guys have seen pictures of it with myself there.
Yeah.
About 10 miles in Midtown from the stadium. But the Red Wings actually have a practice rink inside of Little Caesars Arena, just off to the right side. So again, not visible to the general public.
Okay, like the Blue Jackets do had in.
I was thinking that. That was coming to mind. So, but now let's back up though. So you saying
she took a stadium tour, so she's seen the ins and outs of this thing better than I have.
Right.
Other than me wandering, right, and getting away, how far I could get away with things.
I don't want to say that right there, Miss Alba. You know, just when I come, God willing, when I come up there to holler at y'all, then we can have that discussion. But all right, so they didn't sell to Dale Gilbert. Why? Run that by me again, Double J. Why you think they wouldn't sell to Dale? So
at the time, Dan Gilbert was a part of and still is Rocket Mortgage, which was then Quicken Loans.
Okay, but let me ask you this: was he involved at all in that? Because he has something to do with it's a jail.
He's a Detroit native. If I'm not mistaken.
Here's what he wanted to do with the jail. Okay.
I'm wondering if that has something.
This is you got to understand the old Detroit, the corrupt Detroit.
Yeah.
That goes back to Coleman Young, and when don't get me wrong, a lot of people ate when Coleman Young was the mayor here, but just the wrong. It is what it is. I'll just leave what.
Cleveland got trust in First Energy
between him, Kilpatrick. I'm staying out of it. But
listen, Mike DeWine is on the hook right now. You seen that, Gully?
So
with the First Energy folks or whatever it is,
there you go.
House Bill 6 or whatever. There's something about but go ahead, Double J. Yeah. So Cleveland is very familiar with corruption.
So that right in the heart of downtown, you have essentially what is now being called by outsiders the Casino District, and essentially right off Brush Street, you have what is essentially Hollywood Casino and Greektown area, and there's a jail right next to it. You don't even really realize it, except for it's all kind of except for the bars, right? And because there's a courthouse right next to it too.
Okay.
So that deal to put it there in the first place was the old regime. I mean, you're talking about where all of your tourist individuals go, out of towners, are all right there in Greektown and in the surrounding areas that have been really redeveloped ever since.
Got you. That would have been a bad.
It's a terrible place.
Yes. Yeah. You don't.
That's just arguably. So,
but that was Dan. I had that article. That was Dan Gilbert's idea.
No, it was his idea to move it about 20 miles away.
Oh, okay, got you.
He wanted to bid for an MLS team and put the stadium right where that jail currently sits, which is in the heart of downtown.
Right. Sounds familiar, Barbershop?
Now, what ended up occurring, of course, was that Detroit was not selected. And it wasn't just him. It was him, the Fords. It was a trifecta. It was the Tigers and the Red Wings owners.
Oh, they was getting ready to lock up all of downtown Detroit.
They all came together in this proposal. Now, I was against it because even though DCFC, which was using Keyworth Stadium, which is in a neighboring town of Hamtramck, they touched. They are supporter owned. They started from the ground up. They used to use Cass Tech, which is in downtown Detroit. Their high school, that's where Big Sean went. And instead, so for me, I was like, no, I want the grassroots team, because in the future that I foresee for soccer in this country, you're going to have promotion relegation. So I want them to get the return on it. I don't want them to have it proven by the work of someone else that soccer can exist in this town. And then they come and buy their way, big bank, take little bank. No. And so thankfully, Major League Soccer did not select Detroit. And now what has happened is that team just beat a Liga MX team today, 1-0 against Pumas, who came here from Mexico to play them. And now they're building it in coincidentally titled Mexican Town in Southwest Detroit. They're leveling one of the last abandoned old buildings. It was an old hospital, and building a stadium that's going to see the Ambassador Bridge, arguably one of the best sight lines you could ever ask for. Right. I've been saying for 15 years that a stadium needed to go there. And it is. It's became a reality.
Double J.
Oh, man. Well, I got to give him a button for that. Oh, man. I'm going to give you this is the best button I could give you.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
Like to climb up a tree. I'm not going to finish the rest of that, see? Yeah, Double J, we appreciate the soliloquy. Stephen A.J., double on the side. Yeah, I mean, look, man, at the end of the day, I'm all for You got to see where, and I'm not saying you got to be a follower and do what everybody else is doing, but if what you do what makes sense. To me, it makes no sense that the Browns don't get more out of that stadium, wherever it's at. It just makes no sense to me. It doesn't. Okay, but anyway, the Pistons fired Monty Williams after 1 year. Now his name is obviously circulating in amongst the Cavs. And do you think, Gully, being Cleveland is here, that he'll get because we know how Cleveland do it. Will Monty Williams get the job just on the strength that he was in the finals with Phoenix? But to Double J's point, he's an underdeveloper or not a developer. So there's a lot of developing that needs to be developed over there. Developing story. Okay. Just saying.
In Cleveland, yeah. See, I disagree with Double J in that I don't think he's not a developer. Well, let's say I do think he can be a developer of talent.
Oh, Mrs. Albert said, like I said, go off, Double J. Go, oh my God.
Oh, this is
go get a room.
Oh, they do. They have
Woo, honey, go off. Woo, woo. Yeah, that's my man.
So no post show comment, no post production meeting.
Yeah, I know.
He would be absent for the post production meeting.
Matter of fact, we got to wrap it up. You know what I'm
saying? And make sure you turn the mic off.
Look, his eyes are glazing. His eyes are glazing over. Right. Like, Eddie G's cookies.
Right. Hey, listen. Like I said, Double J, make sure. We go to post-production meeting. Make sure that mic is off, okay?
Yes, please. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, please.
Y'all like my brother and sister. I do not want to hear any of that.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Look at his face. Look
at it. Yeah, look at it. He's turning green over there. Don't say, are you with us? Yeah. Need some water? Here they go. Get the camera. Here they go off camera. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. All right, so anyway, we'll see what Monty Williams.
I kind of like Saturday nights now, man.
I do too, man. You know what I'm saying? Saturday Night Live, baby. Right. All right, live from. Never mind. Yeah. So we'll see where Monty Williams ends up.
Yeah. But to that point, I think he's as qualified as anybody else to get the job. I like his potential. He coached that team into a postseason. They ran into a Bucks team that wouldn't be denied.
But here's a question though, in the NBA in particular, well, coaching in general, nowadays, but NBA in particular, are these players how long is it before they tune you out? My pick that I would like for the Cavs, or if not for the Cavs, I want to see him go somewhere, is Sam Cassell. Cassell, I believe Sam Cassell could be for an NBA team what Mike Tomlin was for the Steelers. If you go back to when the Steelers were talking about hiring somebody after Cowher, it was a lot of names being tossed about. Mike Tomlin's name was not on no national headline news. And it was like, him? But that's the reason why they'd only had two previous to him in 40-some thousand years.
Right.
Okay, they don't pay attention to the headlines. I think Sam Cassell, man, guys, you listen to players who play, I mean, he got an extensive resume too. He won 3 NBA championships, 2 as a player, 1 as an assistant.
Wait a minute, is he on the Celtics coaching staff?
I don't know. Double J, is he?
No, yeah. Where did he win? With
the Warriors, maybe, wasn't it? I don't know. I don't recall.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, but my point is, and I'm not so much Monty Williams, but Borrego and Atkinson, these other names that are being tossed about. I'm not saying they don't deserve one, but come on, man. Listen, I want somebody to tell me why Sam Cassell does not warrant an opportunity. And I don't say Eric Bieniemy and all of that. They know Sam Cassell, bro. The NBA, it's a fraternity and a brotherhood and all of that. And these young dudes, man, come on, bro. They will tune you out in a heartbeat if you get to talking C-Razy. Sam can relate to those players like I believe Sam Cassell could relate to a roster more so than a Borrego and an Atkinson. Yeah. And that ain't no knock against them. I'm just saying them players would, I just think that he could, man. And for his name his name is being mentioned, but not nearly as much as it should be. because this is, like I said, his resume is it's right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if I understand correctly, you don't hear friction when it comes to him
at all.
Right. So he's a guy I think that could. But then again,
just for context, Sam Cassell was a part of Boston staff. They're expected to promote him to the head assistant.
I can see why. You don't want to let that talent go.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? They know. They know.
Yeah.
Now the question is, does Sam want
Hello. They know.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Right.
Does Sam want it? Well, maybe so. I guess if he signs it, then that is it right there in a nutshell. You know.
So
what I mean?
Okay, then I'll tell you this. What do you think of Joe Mazzulla's job as a head coach?
You can't knock it at this point. Well, no, you can't knock it. But is he sort of like the Steve Kerr?
Right. It's hard to dismiss the fact that a team
it's kind of already kind of built by somebody else already.
Sustained, right? Because we got to think of this. Let's not think that this is commonplace. A team built by a coach is sustained by another. Like this is uncommon. It was rare for a team built by a coach not to achieve success with said coach who built a let's say we're talking about building a dynasty of sorts. Typically when a new team comes in, they may, I don't know if it's pride or if it's just a refusal, just outright pride or whatever, to not see the vision, to not want to adopt or embrace the vision of the previous regime before you, but basically it's destroyed. In Steve Kerr's case, that didn't happen. And in Joe Mazzulla's case, it didn't happen with Ime Udoka. Mr. Ring Doorbell didn't, what he had built. So they had respect to what came before them and they sustained it. I think that's unique. I think it's worthy of being able to adapt. Although that being said, though, can they build? Can they say how long is it sustainable? How long is it sustainable to continue that Boston Celtic way of playing?
Well, in this day and age, man, I think the day and age of dynasty is done. If that's what you're driving at. Yeah, it's as to what Double J and Brother Rich been saying, a couple clicks back, parity is coming.
In the NFL or in the NBA or in sports in general? Because the Chiefs just won their Super Bowl.
I'm saying NBA right now.
Okay, got you. Okay.
But the NFL has a built-in parity. Because every year you're gonna see somebody different in the playoffs. You're gonna have your mainstays, and deservedly so. Okay. Yeah. If you can survive getting in a car crash every week, and win 17, 15, 16 games, you deserve absolutely you deserve it.
You say
okay, but it's gonna always be a newcomer to the party. Like who saw the Texans?
Nobody.
You see what I mean? So there's your parity. There's nobody else. You feel what I'm saying? But in the NBA, because you got too many teams, especially in the West. You see Ja coming back. You saw what Minnesota did. Ant Edwards, he licking his chops. Denver, all they really need, to tell you the truth, I believe. Well, who was the guy that got away from them? Brown.
That
kind of hurt.
Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown, I think it is. That kind of hurt them. They need somebody else to spell Joker. Because even Karl Anthony Towns playing like C-Rap. Well, he played better in that series than he did after the fact. But they had bodies to throw at Joker.
Right.
They just had body. It just seemed body after body after body after body. But the West is strong. The East, you got Indiana. Mathurin comes back because I believe he would have been a big difference.
Correct.
I think he would have been a big difference. And then you got the Knicks. Listen, Paul George go to the Knicks. What conversation are we having?
Yeah, what conversation are we having?
But of course, Randall's gone. Can the Knicks get back if they hypothetically, obviously, they add a Paul George? Can they get back to where they at? And because they was this close to going up 3-0 with me, you, and Double J on the squad and Brunson. Okay, it was one play away from going up 3-0 against the Pacers now. All right, they were a mash unit and still was mashing the gas. Okay, so imagine them healthy with a Paul George.
Yeah, is there serious talk about Paul George leaving?
Well, I mean, there's some conversations going on.
No, wait a minute, he's a free agent already?
I'm not sure about the details of such, but I know his name is being spit out in the mix. But let's finish our coaching, then we're gonna get to some of the players possibly moving as well. Leave that there, Double J. Listen, it's all over the news, all over everywhere. The Lakers hired JJ Redick.
Is it official yet?
Yes.
When did it become official?
17 minutes ago.
Really?
Yeah, bruh. Wow. Talk about death of a franchise. Can we be realistic? Okay, and not have a Santa Claus moment here. Okay, because
because it is a Santa Claus moment.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm just saying. What if
it is a Santa Claus moment? That it is. Give me what I want on my wish list.
I'm doing it today. Oh, Gully. Oh, but you said now. See, if I say something about LeBron,
hypocrite alert. Yeah, you need a button for hypocrite alert because I'm putting on it. No,
okay, got you.
It's undeniable. It's undeniable.
Oh,
what coaching staff was he on prior to this? For any sustained period of time, tell me, Double J.
ESPN coaching.
What assistant coaching job did he have? And as great as a player as he was, right? What experience does he have coaching?
Whoa. As great as a player?
No, bro. He played 13 years he was a better NBA player than I was.
Oh, well,
he had a decent career. He had a long career.
Okay, I ain't not good, but you said great. Be careful now. Be careful.
Now, has good as a player as he was, though.
Okay, right. Yeah.
As good as a player as he was.
Yeah.
How much time has he spent on a coaching staff at the NBA level, as an assistant coach, as an assistant to the assistants coach, to understand the dynamics of coaching? Or is it just that easy for him?
No, bruh. Luka Doncic found out how easy it ain't.
Okay.
How easy it is to score in this league. Okay, I'm just saying.
So
nobody else wanted, any coach worthy of his salt didn't want that Lakers job, bruh.
What about that? Was it Hurley? What happened with that?
Hurley turned out, bro.
He took less money, right? He took less money, right?
He I don't know what he took, but he didn't take that. He didn't take that job. Didn't nobody want that job, bruh. Listen, all I'm gonna say to you is, bro, when we had the Kobe's and the Shaqs and the Kareems and all of those type of stuff, whatever it is, that was a job that folks was beating each other down to get interviews. Now, it's like once upon a time when the Cavs was 17-65, they was giving you 4 free tickets and 112 Happy Meals to go along with them tickets. They can't get nobody. Man, did nobody want that job, bruh? And why is that? Okay. I'm just saying. They had to give it to somebody. They could have gave it. Listen, bro, if they'd have gave it to me, it'd have been on point. We'd have been 0-99, but we would have been high five. We'd have been high five to the bank, baby. Give me some Monty Williams. That's all I would have said at the negotiating table. What are you asking for? I want that Monty Williams move, baby. I want that Monty Williams deal. You know what I'm saying? Give me 2 years, 125, baby. I got you. Hey, we can not make the play in all day and still get paid a man, Shirley.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, bro. Explain it. One of y'all explain it to me, bro, because it don't make no sense to me.
We saw the podcast documentary. We saw the chumminess. We saw the courtship happen before our eyes, and we knew it was LeBron James.
Oh, but he ain't had nothing to do with it.
Auditioning.
He said he ain't had nothing to do with it.
He don't have to have nothing to do with it if, like you say, while the house is being built, he was buying furniture.
He was buying furniture.
So if he buying furniture, he know what the decor look like.
Oh, snappy dude. He's up there, little young fella.
Right
down there, bro. Hand Billy.
Yeah. So I didn't build the house. This ain't no. You know what the art. You know what the floor plan looks like. You know if this is gonna fit. So if you ain't had nothing to do with it, because everything that you've made apparent to the public would suggest that you're comfortable with this guy being the head coach. How is this not? How is this different from what happened with Darvin Ham? Who gave their approval to that? He didn't.
I'm just saying, bro.
The only coach he had no option was Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah.
Because if he had the authority that he had elsewhere, including in Cleveland, Eric Spoelstra would not have been the coach for Eric Spoelstra would have probably had one season with LeBron in Miami.
You seen what happened to Paul Silas. May he rest. Paul Silas had a moment with him that Popovich is lauded for with his star players.
Right.
Kawhi, Tim Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, David Robinson, Sean Elliott, and all the name. In Cleveland, they were like, oh, no, you don't do that to the cash cow. Man, anybody heard of Paul Silas since then? Again,
he didn't coach after. He didn't.
That's
coach
what I'm trying
again.
to tell you, bro. They were like, no. He runs this franchise. The player. You get Randy up out of here. Okay. That's the way to run an organization. Ted Stepien. Look him up. Yeah. The Lakers in trouble, bro. The Lakers in trouble. The most they're going to get is another play-in tournament banner. And you heard what Paul Pierce said. He said, yeah, man. Yeah, okay. If we was to win one, we'll use it for toilet paper or something.
Yeah, we're laying on the carpet. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Right, I forgot about that tournament.
I did too.
I forgot about the tournament. I don't care how much, and the numbers guys can go back and forth all they want to. Well, the numbers for the in-season tournament were better than the finals. It tells you it just tells
what
you
did the eye test tell you? Thank you.
It tells you that the finals was weak, but it did not. I was not more compelled to watch the in-season tournament. Like I told you, it should have been draft picks involved. You should have got a guaranteed number one at the end of the first round, guaranteed an additional number one.
Hey, listen, and while you on that, don't paraphrase, restate that whole thing, because we did that about a year or two ago. You said that. Go back through that, what you said about that from the get-go.
I said in-season tournament, the winning team should get an additional draft pick. It could be top 10 protected. It could be top whatever. Why? Because franchises, no matter where they are at in their rebuilding or elite status, would covet having another pick in the draft. It's another asset to be moved. You can further enhance or develop your talent. It does give incentives for players to play for it, because if they want their team to build, let's say, for example, I'm a star point guard and I know Wembanyama is up.
I was going to ask you that. Would you get? You're not getting the number one pick. Give me a number. What numbered pick do you think should be awarded to the in-season tournament champion?
No, I think it would. I think it would be. Let's say it would be like a default 11 pick. It'd be you'd have
right outside the top 10. Okay, but that's still a legit pick, though.
It would be a legit pick. Yeah, it would be an asset that you could move. You can help with franchises. So everybody, the franchises that want to play, that want to develop, the franchises that feel like they're one move away, and again, players that feel like, I'm an elite young talent. I need help here. I need a forward here. I need a center here. I'm gonna play hard, because if I get this draft pick, if we can get this draft pick and the cash considerations that go along with the what they awarded to the players, you still have incentive to watch it. Especially if you're a fan of the Warriors, right? Let's say you're a fan of the Warriors. You don't want this era to be over with. You definitely gonna be into it. Man, because they get a draft pick, they can add to Clay and Draymond, and
that's a great point.
Yeah, but you just got cash. Like, all right, I already got all that. Why am I playing this extra game? And furthermore, and you know what? This actually benefits the Lakers in a sense.
How?
The Lakers play, because what I mean by that, well, the point I'm making is in let's say with empathy for the Lakers. That play-in tournament championship was an extra game played, but did not count for the regular season. Why? They played 83 games this season. Not 82.
Oh, Rob Billy ran in. RB.
Right. Last pick of the first round.
Last pick of the first round. But I like that 11 though. That 11 sound pretty good too. Okay, we're gonna take a look at we'll take a break, probably about another. Let's take another. let's take just another one right quick. We're gonna throw up this merch ad right quick again for y'all, please. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Do a brother a favor. You know what I'm saying? And merchandise being added more and more. Oh, Double J, don't stop. Oh yeah, shout out Double J. That's right, he got it on, baby. Y'all see it right there, live and center, man. Go to the store, man. When you're on Instagram or Golden Grams or whatever they call it. Anyway, I'm gonna let somebody else talk because I don't know what I'm talking about. We'll be right back.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report, click on more, and then shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the shop tab to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
All right, we back. We're going to get into some of this. Let's see what we got here. Potential free agents, possibly. Okay, and where some of these, let's go around the room right quick and see where we think some of these guys will land or if they'll even be on the move at all. Double J, can you scroll up for me? Okay, we got LeBron James. We know he's not going nowhere. Or is he?
I think it depends on the draft with Bronny.
Okay. So now, when you say it depends on the draft with Bronny, do you think maybe like, will it depend on where Bronny was drafted? Not like to location, like I'm saying second round.
No, I think it
first round,
just the location itself.
So it don't matter where it don't matter. It doesn't matter. You think when he's picked or round, it's where he's going potentially.
Absolutely, because again, part of this deal, Gully, you spoke and mentioned the podcast portion of that it went on. This is a player option. I think he's secure financially, where he's not looking at this as this is my last $51 million payday. I think he's looking at it from a true legacy vantage point, and he wants to probably play with this kid. We've heard the rumblings of AD potentially getting moved.
Yes, I heard Chicago.
Yes.
Or was that just hyperbole?
But that's where he's from.
I know. Man, if Anthony Davis go to Chicago, that's going to decimate the Lakers even further. Watch.
If the return is DeMar DeRozan?
With all due respect to DeMar DeRozan, yeah. Listen, bruh, you in the West, you better have bigs. Here we go. We talking about that complimentary thing again. You let AD, and I'm not saying I would not want DeMar DeRozan, but you might do that in the West if you want to.
Now, wait a minute. Something I wanted to point out. I was playing NBA 2K the other day.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
I said, why in the heck is Jalen Duren matched up with Tatum?
Because it's the 2K.
No. Well,
you can hit the reset
button.
They
were putting Tatum at the 4. And I'm like, wait a minute.
When they go small, probably.
Correct. And that's what was happening. When Porzingis was out of the game, they had Tatum in at the 4. And naturally, it's a colossal mismatch. But if you watch how the Celtics play, it was pretty much 5 out anyway.
Whoa. Why would they have Tatum at the 4 with Porzingis out of the game? He would be at the 4 if Porzingis is in the game.
I seen it. Well, just the way it was being played, they had
That's why I say
with
it's 2K.
and without. Yeah, but what was it was a complete mismatch, and naturally, I was making in-game changes, which was a disaster for me because I'm standing still trying to guard someone while telling the coach like we got to do something here. So but I watched them offensively, and Gully, you were here and you heard me kind of point out how they were surrounded, as he called them, the stay ready guys. Yep. And they were all, essentially Ray Allens.
Yep.
And to your point, Barbershop, is that style? Is this the death of the power forward?
No. If it is, that's because you as a franchise then killed it. Because you trying to be like Golden State.
They just won the championship. This is where I'm going with this. You have 7-footers who no longer want to play center. They call themselves 6'10".
Yeah, but guess what though? Joker is the standard right now.
I don't know.
Is he?
I don't know after
he
this
is.
postseason.
Hey, bruh,
I'm not
listen,
sure.
Do not dismiss them because of what happened to them. I'm telling you now.
Okay.
Had Joker had some, if he'd had a JaVale McGee even to spell him.
Okay.
Do you understand? Denver right back in it, bruh.
Got you.
Come on, bro. Jamal Murray still Jamal Murray and all, and they probably had been nicked up. You know. And we talk about Bruce Brown being gone or whatever the case may be. I know, but they were still right there, bro. Come on now, let's not do that. The Nuggets are farm to table, man. I'm not saying that the West is not getting better because
we just watched. Now wait a minute. I think this is where Holiday really should get his flowers because they, as you had pointed out, they had gone to 5 consecutive conference finals, and they were not able to get over the hump.
Okay, but let me tell you why.
So which move mattered? That the unicorn injury?
No.
Right? Okay,
no.
So it's not him. It was Holiday.
No.
It was Holiday. And this is why, by having him, you actually can move Tatum to the 4. And how you will create, how that mismatch somehow, with these current defensive rules, you can get away with it in the post.
Okay, but
if this is 1990, you put Reggie Miller up against Charles Oakley, he's going to eat.
Oh, I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What's gotten into you now?
Listen, let me tell you why. Because you said the 90s. You said the 90s. No, come bring your back here. I want you to see this. I want you to see what I'm saying. I want you to see what I'm saying. Yeah, there you go. Don't run now. Don't run now because you didn't. Yeah, that's right. You didn't lit the firecrackers, baby. It's the 14th of July.
Yeah.
In the 90s, Charles Oakley would have knocked Reggie on his backside. Now Reggie was a bad dude, but believe me, it wasn't no freebies, and it wasn't wide open like it is now. You had to really create opportunities, offensive opportunities. But let me say this about Drew Holiday. You said, was it Drew Holiday factor? You need to be more specific. It's not that it's just that it was Drew Holiday. It's what Drew Holiday brings to the table.
He didn't turn the ball over until game 3.
Okay, but listen, that's not. Are you surprised?
No, but what he's saying is right. It's unsurprising that Drew Holiday was safe with the ball. What happened is Boston has a tendency when they get into a rut or when it becomes a challenge for Tatum and Brown to go
shoot more threes,
to create turnovers. There was a guy, Drew Holiday, that helped them stay in their element and not get outside, not get beside themselves, and not let their vices come.
Drew Holiday is a floor general,
right? Which is what Boston was missing this entire time.
Okay. But at the same time, him being a floor general does what to everybody else? It does 2 things. 1, it puts everybody else in their rightful places. And then 2, a true quarterback is going to, what's my biggest caveat? Your style of play.
Gully, what did they do?
What did who do?
When we watched and they had that 5 out, it was very simple. What Boston's system was.
What was it?
With Porzingis, it was a pick and roll.
Yep.
Without him, it was a drive and kick, and then potentially reset, and then drive and kick.
No. Listen, what you're doing. Everybody goes to the offensive end first. I'm talking about what he did on the defense and what he brought at
he took Kyrie Irving out of that series.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to tell you. With the way Drew Holiday is, his defense it lends itself to his offense. And you got to go on
Luka
the defensive
Doncic
end
can't catch a cold on defense.
Oh, okay, we're not talking about Luka. Okay, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, okay, right. Eat some big red gum. Okay, we're not talking about him. We're talking about what Drew Holiday. Everybody looks to the offensive end first. I'm looking at what he brings to the defensive end. By him being an on-ball defender, with a guy like him on your perimeter, it protects everybody else. He turns, by not turning the ball over, how many turnovers did he cause?
Yeah.
That led to offense.
Okay.
Let's look at that. Okay, that's what the Drew Holiday effect is. But Drew did that in Milwaukee. When I say he's a floor general, now I'm talking about the culmination and the combination of both sides of the ball. He balances everything out, which balanced out Boston's style of play. Drew was allowed to actually be what they brought him in there to be in these playoffs. When them two dudes start acting like they was gonna get wild, hold up, give me the keys. Give me back. Give me back the keys. I thought you was good with it. No, you went and picked your friends up, and I told you go straight to the store. No, okay, give me back the keys. You on punishment for a minute. At the end of the day, let's be real now. What Drew is, Drew was, and Drew could do. But I'm telling you now, New York, a healthy Knicks, I don't know if the result is the same, even with True. The Knicks were a mass unit, bro. Let's not look at, this is why I like, for instance, I be having conversations with people about that 0-1 Iverson-led Sixers squad.
Yep.
Drew was the missing piece from a leadership aspect. Yeah, it's no question. But listen, but where's the metric for that? That's my point, though. You understand? Where's the metric?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, there's no. There are. You have to analyze the stats to figure that out. But then the simpler way is to watch the game unfold and look at that.
That's why I say the eye test is my own. That's the only test I'm going off of. I'll throw the numbers in there if I'm making gumbo. Add a little salt season or whatever the case may be. But the West, but the East, you can't dismiss what the Knicks should have been. They were a mash unit. And Indiana, Halliburton, I'm not saying it would have made a difference, but I want to see what the Celtics are. As I was talking about the Iverson thing, my bad, let me go back to that right quick. Nobody talks about what Iverson had to go through just to get to that finals. He had to go to 2 Game 7s with Milwaukee and Toronto. Okay? This ain't taking nothing away from the Celtics. They fault them other players was injured. You get what I'm trying to tell you?
Right.
But I would like to see them run it back and everybody else that they ran through. I got that when he said nobody can stop Kyrie. He said the metric is in the locker room. He already got a ring. That's not the metric. Oh my, yeah, y'all don't play no more his comments. That's not the metric. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say the metric? The statistical measurement. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, got you. Yeah, all right. Yeah, your drinks is cut off. Bartender, I have what he's having to make mine's a double.
You cutting off Rob Billy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I already it don't take but 5 minutes, and here he come with the ridiculary. You know what I'm trying to say?
Nobody can stop Kyrie.
Yeah,
listen. They just did.
Listen. Okay, I know.
How?
Gully, don't go down that road. He likes to do this.
How
he likes to do this? He's at work right now. He's sitting in front of his locker. He's eating M&Ms, and he's bored right now. So he figured, let me, like Charles Barkley, let me go fishing. Absolutely not. You're in the wrong pond, buddy. We in the ocean. Okay. I want to see what what they look like when everybody else.
You don't think that they would? You say that with such an intensity that you don't think they can do it.
No, I'm saying.
I think that Boston still could, even with the healthy Knicks and the healthy Pacers team. I don't know how I don't know how easily it would have been done, but given what we've seen,
I don't know. That's why I say I just want to see it.
Yeah, I don't think that it's far-fetched that Boston would have still been in this position had the other teams been healthy.
I'm not saying it's far-fetched. I'm just saying I would have wanted to see it.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? Because in other words, when you're assessing or when you're going over how they got here, how they did what they did, or whatever the case may be, you can't leave that part out.
I don't know, man. I don't want to do that.
I'm not blaming them. I'm not blaming them.
Asterisk, right?
No, it's no asterisk. No, I'm not.
You can go back. All right. Put it like this. I'm a Spurs fan. I'm a Spurs fan. You can go back to 2003. When the Spurs won the title and they beat the Nets in 6. That season, they had beaten I don't think it was the conference finals. I think in the semifinals, they had met the Lakers and beat the Lakers. Rick Fox was unhealthy for that series.
Yeah, but Rick Fox ain't what
not
Halliburton.
necessarily.
Nah,
Not
Rick Fox ain't
no, not necessarily. Because remember, you still had Kobe and Shaq. No, you still had Kobe and Shaq.
Wait, hold on. So you trying?
You still had Kobe
Are you
and
saying
Shaq.
Rick Fox was to the Lakers what Halliburton would have been to the Pacers?
Well, I'm saying that Rick Fox was to the Lakers what you suggest JaVale McGee could have been for the Nuggets, or what Bruce Brown was for the Nuggets last year.
Okay, but who played in front of
after the major?
Who was playing in front of Rick Fox though? Who played in front of Rick?
No, he was a starter.
Okay, he was a starter. We're talking about Joker as a starter,
right?
With JaVale McGee just coming and spelling for a few minutes so he can catch his breath.
If you're absent a tertiary player who gives you a look, or who requires you to give a look when you've already kind of handled your primary and secondary option, and don't have to
depend on what position. We're talking about bigs, and we're talking about bigs in today BA.
Okay, I'm saying it. All right, I'm saying it. I don't want to go down the road of, well, if Halliburton was healthy, and if
I
wouldn't want to do that, because I mean every team will have an asterisk.
Okay, let me say this.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Even on the way to Boston's run, right?
As a matter of fact, Boston, Porzingis was out. He spent some time injured.
Yeah,
in this series.
He had 18 points in the first half.
But look at the depth that Boston.
Did he play against the Cavs?
Say again.
Porzingis. Did Porzingis play when he was playing against the Cavs?
I think he was out.
I'm not sure. I had to go back and look at it.
No, I think he was out until I thought he was.
No, he was. Oh, maybe my bad. Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, it's fair to say. All right, we'll see. Okay. We'll see. I don't think they run it back though, even with True. With all due respect, and if they do, he'll really have more of it. He can ready to get some big time money,
right?
Because he balances everybody out on both sides of the ball. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, Paul George. Where's Paul George going, if anywhere?
I think Paul George is primarily interested in winning a title.
Well, he don't play like he should, but go ahead.
I mean, that's the only thing that's missing. He
be missing too sometimes during certain games. But go
all
ahead.
Right, so if I want to win a championship and I don't
go to New York, Knicks,
yeah, that's a possibility.
All right, Klay Thompson.
He stays with Golden State.
I don't know. I don't know. He done unfriended some folks on Instagram. That's how you say you would. That's how you say you done with people nowadays.
No,
usually you pick up the phone and say, "Hey, man."
No, but you do that if you want to make sure that
you're getting attention.
You maintain your position in the bargain, right? Because remember, they still have his bird rights.
Oh, okay, got you.
So is he disinterested in playing in Golden State? Does he really want to win a title? Does he want to, or do you play the role? Because if you stay if you stay that, if your intent is not to leave, then you would keep everybody.
You trying to draw management's hand or something like that?
Yeah, you have to play. Yeah, you still got to play the bargain. You have to go the bargain. You got to give the suspicion that you could
power.
Leave.
Excuse me.
Right.
Okay. All right. Tobias Harris. Do we care? I know Philly want to get him out of there. Oh, and then there's some talk now about I guess Brian and Rich Paul was spotted with Daryl Morey and all of them or whatever it is. So that's what's getting ready to happen.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actual evidence, photographic evidence out there. They was at some restaurant in Philly called Sky High or something like that. So what are we to make of that? Dun dun dun. What?
That's what LeBron should have won after Cleveland anyway. If he was down in Cleveland, he should have went to Philadelphia.
Oh, well, anyway, that's another story for another day. Tobias Harris, they got to get him out of there. But I don't know if they can.
Well, they got to re-sign him and just at a friendlier figure.
Yeah, like $2.17.
Well, right.
With him with that deal. I mean, look at the number.
Yeah, okay.
36. I think it was $36 million. Like that with the existing cap was not even. They were over.
Well, you figure, okay, so look at this list here. Kyle Lowry and Buddy Hield are also on this list.
Yeah, but look how old Kyle Lowry is. He's going to sign for a vet minimum, which will be probably closer to 7, somewhere between I would say 12 and 14 million. So half that figure.
Okay, so how much room do they have for LeBron James Jr. to get drafted?
Well, remember, he's most likely a second-round pick, so that number is not going to be anything that would rattle the cap whatsoever. Yeah. And now you just freed up about $40 million, so roughly a third of your cap space. You could bring both of them back at that 36 number and be just fine.
Okay, but
now the question though is, if the goal of the team is to bring LeBron with them, what number is he willing to take? And that's your biggest difference, because again, as you see, he's 49, I think. We're 51. Where are we at?
Are you talking about his age?
No, well, that too. And you know, that's a good 49, thing when your dollars can be up there with it. So again, for those that are watching, we got folks on Twitch, X, as well as Facebook and YouTube. By all means, give us a weigh in as well on your thoughts on where some of these folks may go.
Well, I'm telling you right now, as far as names, from what I'm looking at, we haven't gotten all the way to the bottom of the list, but the only names on this list that are of the worthy of mention is, of course, obviously LeBron, Paul George, Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan,
Worthy?
James Harden.
Yeah, man. Nobody think about Tobias. That's my point. That's why
OG Anunoby was huge when he went down
I said we hadn't scrolled that far down the list as of yet. I was
we
just
didn't
going
say
off
that
the
part.
I did.
You did say that.
I did. Yeah, I did. See what I'm saying? Yeah,
He's ready to be anti-Double J.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He ready to be done with the show, Gully. You know why?
Hey, man, it's Saturday night.
Yeah.
It's Saturday night.
We got nothing going on. Oh, really? 30 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, his eyes went this like a cartoon.
Oh, my bad.
You didn't see what I was seeing.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. We all know.
Y'all said this.
Okay,
I don't even want to know all that.
But I'm looking at the names on the list here. That I'm, do we really care where Tobias Harris ends up? We're talking about names that if they make a move that, folks are going to, first take and all that, and they're going to be run. That's going to be the only question for the whole 12-hour program. Is Klay Thompson a great fit for whoever he ends up with or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So we look.
Tell me this, then.
Oh yeah, I know. I bet you.
Double J.
What?
I'm talking Double J. His mic is off. Remember your mic off.
Yeah. Hey, turn your mic off.
Turn your mic.
Yeah.
You got a hot mic.
Hey, man, this ain't halftime. Oh my gosh.
Hey, I know.
But I'm looking at the names on the list, bro. And I mean, who do we really care about James Harden really at this point?
You know what? Because
no.
Where does he end up? Absolutely, you do.
Who cares?
Hang on. We got to look at this from if you're a contender, and yes,
he's going to decimate your franchise.
Hang on a second. I want to point out that the average age in the NBA, as far as like their lifetimes, is declining. So your prime in the NBA, which used to be right around that 28 to as high as the 30 number, is now. It's now going, all of it's going this way because, of course, the youth movement as a whole, which is a different conversation for a different day. But so when you see these aging vets, which again are all in their mid-30s, you absolutely can use their experience and almost rebuild your entire bench.
Man, I don't want nothing James Harden. I don't try to sell me on James Harden, man.
Well, I'm talking about any of these guys on this side
like
of the
I
list.
said, the only names, especially in the court of public opinion in this day and age of instant gratification, the only names that so far on this list from what I'm looking at right now that people are going to be all over Twitter, X, Chop, Suey, Hard Knocks, and everything else is LeBron James, Klay Thompson, Paul George, Bruce Brown, maybe, because he could be a DeMar DeRozan for sure. Because and the only reason I say, not the only reason, but if I say Bruce Brown, because could he go back to Denver? Possibly. I don't know.
It would make sense for him to go back.
Yeah. OG Anunoby, of course, because he was You could tell he's a factor for the Knicks.
Right.
But really, Gary Trent Jr., who is he a factor for?
Toronto.
Oh man, stop it, man, please. Man, please. You sound crazy right now. Oh man, stop it. The factor for Toronto. He filling out a roster spot. That's about odd. Man, stop it. Ain't nobody caring nothing about who else we got on here. Evan Fournier. Oh, we really want to know where he's going because he's gonna make a difference.
How about you, Double J?
Huh?
What's that?
You don't want to know where Evan Fournier is going?
Yeah, he want to know.
He was a deadline deal to make the money work.
Okay,
What about KCP?
Absolutely not. Trash.
Oh, well, but you want to know where Tobias Harris is going, and James Harden. Oh, stop it! I'd be more interested in KCP than I would James Harden, the same dude who tried to block his own Kawhi shot. Man, that dude, like Brother Rich said, I'm with you, Brother Rich. No team James Harden on going to ever win a championship. NBA one anyway. Not even a 2K. As soon as you put the controller in his hands, the TV catch on fire. Double J's boy, Giannis Valanciunas.
Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, you care about Malik Beasley. Now there's a name for you, buddy.
See, there you go. You got Bruce Brown again. You were just talking about him.
Yeah, but that's what I said. Bruce Brown. What you on delay, Double J? Your mind is somewhere else. Because we didn't already cover Bruce Brown. Yeah, let's get ready. Yeah, we get ready to get out of here. Because this dude right here. we done went all the way. We at the bottom of the list. And you're like, oh, there's Bruce Brown. Yeah, he was fourth from the top.
Already talked about him.
We was like, yo, Bruce Brown.
I just said he should go back to Denver.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You missed that whole. You
notice. Oh no, they poked their head in to comment about 5 minutes ago, but before that was a long gap. All right.
Yeah, it sure was. You was going off that camera for a lot. I had to dust it off, Double J.
Yep.
Slow down there, killer. Slow it down there, Kimosabi. Slow it on down. Okay, let's go ahead and scroll to the bottom of the list because I got one question I got to ask about the upcoming NBA draft, and then we're going to get out of here and let everybody go back and do whatever it is they was doing. We appreciate y'all for joining in, for real, because if it wasn't for y'all, it wouldn't be no us, man. We are of the people, not above the people, man. Mad love and respect, man, for all those who follow and support. Go ahead, go scroll down the list for me right there, Double J. I know you're looking to see where Tyus Jones is going, but okay. Anyway, keep scrolling for me. Keep going. Doug McDermott. Yeah, okay, really? Oh, stop right there. Nicholas, but Taylor Horton Tucker. Really? Alec, really? Is it? I'm looking at the rest of this list, man. What about Taurean Prince? Maybe. Man, I don't see nothing else. Patrick Beverly, Reggie, JaVale McGee, keep going. Never mind.
But remember, look at the salaries that we're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm looking. It's not so much the salary as it is. I'm looking at what I'm seeing when I see them guys on the court. Man, I'm talking about players who could actually make a difference. Like for instance, I want the Cavs to make a move for Kelly Oubre. Okay.
Well, Precious Achua, I would say.
Absolutely. Anyway, I don't want Precious. Okay, I really don't want Precious. I'm just saying. Ooh, my gosh, Mrs. Alba. Oh, Mrs. Alba weighing in again. Talking about it's a family show. Yeah, well, hey, let him stay on the screen then. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. No wonder. I went to the store, man. There wasn't no strawberries left at the store. I said, who? They said, man, this guy came in from Michigan. He bought up all the.
He had on a Shop Report sweatshirt.
Whoa. 4th of July. My gosh. You're talking about it's a family show. Yeah, it's too late for that now. We're 2 hours and 28 minutes in. Okay. But anywho, yeah, look, Paul George, what's going to happen with the Lakers and Bron and Bronny and such, and Klay Thompson, but everybody else on the list, man. Whoa. Do I see Tyrese Maxey though?
Yep. This is a restricted free agent.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, whoa, you know that ain't finna happen. But anywho, yeah, man, listen. at the end of the day, Clay is one of the biggest names to me. Because I still think he got something left. He might not can't do it in 2 dribbles, but that shot it can still be there, man. You have to free him up.
Well, think of it this way. How effective was Ray Allen leaving Boston going to Miami? Right? How critical was he when
all I need you to do, all I need you to do is
just nailed where he should go, which is to Boston.
Who? Clay?
Mm-hmm. As a stay ready guy.
I was thinking Miami myself, but yeah, Miami or Boston.
And where would you okay, if he had Boston, where would you put him? At the 2? Who's at the 2 now?
I would put him at the 3 or again with Porzingis
No,
gone.
No,
with Porzingis on the floor, put him at the 4.
No,
absolutely.
No.
The way Boston system runs, what do you mean they're doing it now?
No. The man had
That's right. So will you put him again in a defenseless area?
What do you mean? The small forwards in the league is waxing dudes. What are you talking about?
I said the power forward.
You can't play Clay at the 4, bro.
Absolutely, you can.
No way. Absolutely not. You need you put the sticks down. Stop looking over there. Yeah, we can ready to get out of here.
That's the other camera.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's what you're really calling your wife now. Wow. Okay, Mrs. Alva. Got it. Gully, you see him over there? He's like,
right.
Boy, there's some on that table. Woo, he can't. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, right, yeah. You see it wasn't plugged in, right? You see that, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all right. Hey, Double J. I'm with you, buddy. Yeah, okay. But anywho, yeah, we're gonna see how these free agent moves.
Oh, you proving the point.
Wow. Okay, yeah, got you. Yeah. That don't mean nothing. She went over there, heard and plugged it in right quick. Right. Trying to say, hey, they work as a team. You know what I'm saying? The dynamic duo.
Right.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Right.
Over there. You know what I'm saying? Purdue and Michigan State. Never thought I'd see that day. Look, I want the Cavs to get Kelly Oubre. I don't want them to get Tim Hardaway. And I want to see Imani get a shot. That's all I'm trying to say. And I want to see Sam Cassell be the head coach. Okay.
I would really like for Sam Cassell to be the head coach of the
I would too.
Cavs.
Hey,
but,
you know what?
Who are they going to get? Who are they going to end up picking up?
Borrego, probably. Borrego. I don't know. They might get Monty Williams. You know, he did lead the Phoenix Suns to a finals.
Yeah.
But Mobley going to stay underdeveloped? And I'm interested to see if Paul George goes to the Knicks. Because if Paul George goes to the Knicks, I think Randall is out of there. And then where would he go? Minnesota?
He's got a player option. He's opting in. He's not going
to Yeah, I'm not getting off of that train. Hey, I'm not getting off of that train either.
Yeah.
I'm getting off of that train. All right, last but not least, basically our question of the day, and I only have really one. The NBA draft is upcoming, right? Right around the corner here, right?
Yep.
Other than I can't think of his name, other than a young man from Illinois who was falsely accused. Are there any superstars potential? Or otherwise in this draft? This draft is weak, bro. So if you got the number 1 pick, who are you picking?
Yeah, this is a draft that we'll have to find out later. This is a draft
revisit moment type of deal.
Yeah, this is a revisit draft for sure. This is because I can't think of a name that's out the gate.
No need, Double J. We can wrap, but you don't need. Go ahead. What you say? Go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, I can't think of a player out the gate that I think is ready to be a franchise anchor.
Because I don't see a Ja Morant, I don't see a Halliburton, I don't see a Drew Holiday, I don't even see a Manu Ginobili.
What we're saying is they have not yet revealed themselves and what they do, what's inside of the league. I ain't saying that they're all trash. I don't think this is the 99 NBA draft.
Got you. Oh, wow. Yeah. Boy, your memory better than mine. Because when you said that, it brought back instant memories. Yeah. What say you, Double J?
A lot of even in some of the weaker drafts, like the Dame Lillard draft, again, he still went about 13 or so. So when you're looking at, to me, like the Pistons are projected to get Booz Ellis from the G League Ignite team. watched him with Amani, coincidentally, during the All-Star game. He outperformed Wemby, and actually his team beat that group. So, there are some kids that I would say from the NCAA side, it may be a little bit weaker. You still have Dalton. Reed Shepherd is somehow projected to go very high. But Klingon, some of the, again, some of these, Rob Dillingham is another. Those are, again, project guys. We could see, like Rob Dillingham to me looks like De'Aaron Fox did when he was at Kentucky. He was still a little bit raw. And it took Fox about, I want to say 2 years before he really kind of elevated his game. But
then how long would it take a Dillingham if he goes somewhere that a coach that's not a developmental guy? It's going to take him, 5 years?
This is kind of my issue with why the hypocrisy and approach between Major League Baseball, the NHL, and then you get to, the exception, of course, is the NFL. But the NBA should not be following the same model as the NFL when it requires guys 3 years. Right? It just, you're asking a 19-year-old to save your franchise. I mean, you wouldn't even trust them to drive you to Tucson. So
okay, so wait. So you saying that the college game should go back to what it once was?
Well, I think it's going to now. This is the
that's because of NIL. That's because the money.
The NIL is paying more than being a first-round pick. We're seeing that especially in the NFL. So again, you're going to get older, which I think is a good thing because that maturity. Look, at least we are getting the kids paid. Yes, right now being a coach is probably the worst time for you because as you've seen, even with what just happened with the kid from Purdue who tried to walk in there and tell a team that just went to the national championship, I want to be a starter. Well, get in line, go and work. And so he's at BYU now. So
yeah,
but that's the era that we're in. And unfortunately, there's a lot of coaches that'll cower to that. But this is the LeBron effect. This is what happens when you have a guy and there is a balance between player empowerment and still, I guess.
No, right now it's an imbalance.
Of course.
It should be a balance, but it's an imbalance.
So the one I would say, I can't say objective, but I think one attribute or one observation we can make about the LeBron effect is that
in a good way or a bad way.
I think it's important to make the observation.
Okay, go ahead.
LeBron was the one player that, given the level of autonomy that he had, he largely delivered in the sense that your team was playing in June. He spent his prime years in the finals.
That's truth right there, though.
And
yeah, the truth. You know what I'm saying? There's evidence.
There's evidence for that.
Facts all the time, but your facts could be based on how you feel.
Right.
I'm going off in the courtroom. I done said before, off all of the evidence. There's actual evidence. Your Honor, Exhibit A.
And what's also true is that in that same span, he has not had a peer that his peers or his rivals have all been dynamic. Meaning no other player who exerted similar level of autonomy consistently met LeBron either in the finals or on his way to the finals. You get what I'm saying? Like Kevin Durant moved similarly. He never made it back. He's never made it to a conference finals. It took Kyrie.
Yeah, we had a toe on the line.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. The toe on the line, that was a first round matchup. Like, I'm getting sick of that. I can't stand that.
Slow it down there.
He had a toe on the line in the series, in a game decider in the first round of that postseason.
Okay, but all I'm saying but you gotta have A before you can get to D.
Right.
And B and C.
Okay, so the toe on the line
ain't on the line. They win that series, so he ain't no telling what's happened, right?
Cool. No, you said it right. You said it exactly right. There's no telling that they went to the second. They went to the semifinals or the conference finals that they'd still end up in the NBA finals.
Toe on the line.
It was the first round. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Now you wanted the Jordan anti-Jordans. He lost in the first
you're
round.
not listening to
Oh,
what
okay.
I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Ray Allen don't make the shot. The Ray Allen don't make the shot. The Spurs win that title. Okay. Kevin Durant's toe on the line, toe not on the line means they go to the second round.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay.
Now, could they have done it? We don't know. They still got at least.
They would have done it, is what I'm telling you. They would have.
Man,
go ahead, keep going.
All right, yeah,
All
okay.
right,
so
yeah,
that
okay.
means Biner don't fumble in the end zone. They to beat the 49ers.
First of all, it wasn't the 49ers they was playing.
No, it would have been the 49ers. What are you talking about?
Oh, you talking about in the Super Bowl?
If Ernest Biner doesn't,
it's no question. Absolutely, and I ain't saying that as a Browns fan.
Okay,
bro, I'm telling
you. Hold on, you the one that did it. So if Ernest Biner don't fumble in the end zone, the Browns win that game, or do they tie?
Listen, you said 49ers. That's why I asked you. Was you talking about the Super Bowl?
That's what I'm saying. We're jumping out the tree. If his toe is not on the line,
I'm telling you, had Biner not fumbled, they would have beat Denver and they would have won the Super Bowl that year. That's what I'm telling you.
All right.
Because listen here, you know, just like I do, the reason why I said I believe. What did I say? Don't fade out. Don't fade out. Don't fade out. What did I say earlier about who I said? Oh, the Browns would have beat the Ravens had the Browns saw the Ravens had they been able to get past Texas. For the same reason, the Browns had the 49ers number, bruh. Go look it up. I know one game. I know one game in here we go again. Let me give myself a button. I know one game in particular. Okay, if that's even a word. Not January. It's 1989. September. Can't remember the date. The Browns beat the 49ers 15-13 on the last second field goal by Jay Cockcroft. That's me, baby. You understand? 13th party. And go look at what Frank Minifield did to Jerry Rice. Go look at the Browns' history against the Cowboys and the 49ers with all their stardom. For whatever reason, the Browns it was all like they played up to the level of their competition and then played down. Because the Browns would beat the 49ers one week with Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, John Taylor, Ricky Waters, and anybody else you can name, Ronnie Lott, and everybody else, but then they lose to the Washington Generals the following week. You'd be like, what happened? Or Penn State, mind you. I don't know. But anywho, I'm just telling you, bro, they were the Browns. Had Biner not fumbled, the Browns was going to win that. They was winning that Super Bowl, bro. And I'm saying that because go look at twice that they played the Bengals and 49ers squads did. And the Bengals played the 49ers closer than anybody other than anybody else the 49ers played in the Super Bowl.
Yo, bro, I'm already in 1983.
Who asked you about 83? I said 89.
No, 89. I'm trying to figure out, was you playing Tecmo Bowl?
I wasn't playing no Tecmo Bowl, bro.
You was talking about 1981.
I said 1989 at the stadium.
I know. Bro. Listen, in 1981 was the last time the Browns beat the 49ers in the regular season.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm looking at the game.
I don't care, bro. I don't care what you're looking at, bro.
You was playing Tecmo Bowl.
I don't care.
I'm telling you what,
no,
man.
I don't care, bro.
Listen, okay, you're gonna care about this,
bro.
Here's what we about to do.
Are you on Wikipedia
right now? No, here's what we about to do.
Are you on Wikipedia?
We about to do this. Listen here. This is what we're about to do right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely do it too. What you got? Okay, what we doing here? Why you throwing me up on this screen twice?
There, look at this. Look at this. Show the public what we talking about. That's your 15-12 you was talking about.
Wow.
In 1981.
Dang.
Okay.
Far off, huh? Oh my gosh! Oh, really? That's what you're doing? We supposed to be family.
Now look.
You gonna put me on blast in front of everybody?
Hold on. 84 would be the next time that they played them. Yep. Nah, they didn't look good either. Didn't look good. No, didn't look good either.
We'll go to 1986. Maybe
85, 86,
hold on.
87,
it was an exhibition game. Maybe I'm getting confused with the exhibition game.
Man, no.
I'm asking. I'm about to bro.
No,
you ain't
we about to do this
not gonna get away with that.
Exhibition games. Listen, look.
Bro.
You last time, right?
Nothing to do that. I'm gonna call your mother. I'm calling your mama.
Yeah, she said she need to hear from you anyway. You don't call. You don't write. She told me about you.
Oh wow, really?
What?
Really?
And listen, yep. And look. 24-38. These are our beloved Browns. And I remember we Cleveland fans. This is 87. This is the Brown team that went to the this is that one. This is the drive, I believe, right? 87?
No.
And then 1988,
I don't know how to.
And then 89, the Browns met the. Let's go to 1990. Let's see what happened there.
Oh, let's see here.
Now that was a close one, but the Browns were in the middle of they were in the third of an 8-game losing streak.
I swore it was 1989, bro. Real, bro.
It was 81. And they don't look good from there either. But we digress. We were talking about the NBA.
Okay, anyway. Now you want to digress. That's a mess. Man, get off my screen, bro. Get up off my screen. Okay, yeah. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. I see where this is going right now. This is getting ready to go. This is going. Double J, what are we doing here? Man, we gotta go, man.
Look at that.
What
Conspiracy confirmed.
What is the conspiracy?
Oh wow, what conspiracy, bro?
Caitlin Clark versus some of her Olympic selected competitors.
Bro, she should not be on the Olympic squad, bro.
Wait, how is this versus? What do you mean?
Well, her stats versus theirs.
He's trying to make a case for why she should be on the Olympic squad. No, bro, she shouldn't.
Absolutely, she should.
Why should she? Why should she be on the Olympic squad?
Because her numbers are comparable to theirs.
Do you understand what those?
But not her experience, though.
Right. In the face of all of that, right? The idea of it is the Olympic team would have been kicked. All right, let me. You know what? I'm glad you stated this. Do you understand that as big as the names were, and as big as Michael Jordan was in 1992? The dream team was just that. It was not Michael Jordan above the rest of those players.
Thank you.
And that's exactly why she belongs on that list.
No, she does not belong in this game, bro. She does not.
Her star power. And
that is the ultimate compliment, calling her the Jordan of that.
No. She would not have been. I
don't believe she would be, but I do believe she would have been respectable enough on that roster.
Man, if anything, she would have been Tristan Leitner.
Absolutely not.
Now, here's the thing. It should be galvanizing for her to mature as a player, to mature to the level of the game, so that way she can compete.
So hold up, Gully. Why wouldn't she been a Christian Leitner? Christian Leitner was the best player in college basketball that year.
Yeah, that's what that was the requirement.
Thank you.
The dream
so
team.
Why wouldn't she be? And guess what? He didn't see the court either. So I don't know what you're talking about. No, absolutely not. Yeah. Let's get him out of here, Gully, because he lost focus. I mean, I don't blame you.
No, this is ridiculous. She's playing against them in doing that,
bruh.
This isn't college stats. They would have been. All of them would have been green,
bruh.
You know what? It's fair. Okay, she's all right. The stats indicate that she's performing much better than the headlines would suggest.
Absolutely. I've been watching the last few games.
Okay. Last few games. Okay. For 16. Yeah, those first 10 games were pretty rough on her.
Yeah, but listen, there's something to be said about experience in the
Olympics. There's an adjustment that you have to make. And
now,
she's been fire ever since.
There's far much more parity in the women's basketball game across the world than the men's. It's much closer.
No way.
Absolutely.
Women's basketball?
Globally?
Oh, stop it, bro.
Globally, Mr. World Champion?
What?
Okay.
Camila Cardoso is from Brazil.
Man, one person?
No, I'm saying
that's what we got now. What, Luka's from Lithuania?
But I'm saying to you, if you look at the rosters in the WNBA, a lot of them players from across the way was on them teams.
You're not getting a Team Canada roster the way that you are on the men's side right now.
We're not saying that. I'm not saying that. But like he said, though, it's much more parity over there on the women's side. And listen,
compared to this group, just look at these four.
Bro, what was Team
Asia
USA
Wilson? Oh, man, who's the European Asia Wilson?
I don't care. What was Team USA doing before Caitlin Clark came on the scene?
Already, well,
okay,
you know what? That's exactly why you should be switching her out with some of these.
For what? How is she going to listen? This ain't Kobe Bryant coming to save LeBron.
It might be.
Absolutely not. The Team USA, they don't have no problems going over there.
Well, remember, you're talking about a gap between the dream team.
I don't care. Listen, did the Team USA coach in recent memory for the women's ever have to call anybody and say, hey, I was worried for our squad. I need you.
Well, then that takes away from Gully's point.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. He made his point. I made mine. He's in Columbus. I'm in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? How you going to take away from anything? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. And we finna be up out. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do this, Double J. You're not about to do this. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. She's doing her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She'll be in the next one when it's circle back round. You know what I mean? And I ain't even want to see basketball anyway when it comes to Olympics. I want to see track and field and volleyball.
Which the trials are on right now.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
You know what? That is you know what?
What you mean? What you mean? You ever play volleyball? Well, you ain't never played.
Oh, you threw that in there?
You got away with it when you said track and field.
Right.
There. I'm just
volleyball. Bro, you ain't never seen volleyball when they play volleyball in the sand?
You ain't getting me on that real
with okay. Anyway, that does it for us, y'all. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate everybody that stayed with us long enough to go through all of these shenanigans. Anyway, and on that note, I leave you with this quote. Oh my gosh, you all are terrible today. Lead, as in lead, such a life that when you pass or die, the people may mourn you, and while you are alive, they long for your company. Mrs. Alva saying again, I bet you have watched, Jay. I bet. Not really sure what that. Okay, yeah, y'all been over there drinking. That's why he keep going on. That's why he keep going off the screen. Y'all over there getting real saucy. Like, yeah, we can ready to get out of here. I'm gonna read that quote one more time. Before I was rudely interrupted by the Lucius. Lead such a life that when you die or pass, the people may mourn you, and while you are alive, they long for your company. How's it, Ali? And on that note, again, I left y'all with a quote. It's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out now every Saturday at 9 on the PM side right here on the yard. Or y'all can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's fan page, and, of course, YouTube. And make sure when you're over at the tube, y'all hit that subscribe button. We'd be much obliged. And then one more game before we get on out of here, y'all. Please.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report, click on More, and then Shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the Shop tab to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
That's what it be. And if that don't work, Google it. For my mans or my cats, B Rich, Double J, oh my gosh. D Gully, TJ, and all those who follow and support us, we say thank you. I'm Barbershop Jay. You'll be listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla at your boy. Don't say nothing crazy. We out.